Fresno's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Welcome to the ARC pregame show, presented by United Rentals.
Pre-game show at ARC. That means me, Mark the Fedemlo, also Jordan Jertson, who is my co-host. He's my broadcast partner. Well, he'll be on in just a minute. We are out here at Beaver Stadium on the campus of American River College. A beautiful day for football. The Beavers at 2-0 will be hosting Fresno City. The Rams come in at 1-1. They lost a narrow game to Sierra last week, 28-27. And Jordan, who writes for Gold Country Media, last week we watched the Beavers, Jordan, just kind of dismantled Laney, a 49-10 win. What are you looking for as we start this one?
I think you got to keep this one going. You know, I write down keys every single game and got a few with this one. The biggest thing with ARC, you need to get off the field on third down. You're still 8 for 26 on third, 31%. It's got to be better. A big thing for that.
Okay, I know you get your keys to the game. You got to put those on the side.
All right,
Have a little conversation
That was
first.
my teaser.
Then we'll come back for your keys of the game, and they are obviously very important. I think through the first two games, the first week a 19-7 win over Sac City, and then last week over Laney. Obviously, 49 points is very impressive, but it's been the defense I think that really has stood out to us. Yeah,
definitely. The defense just came in. They really stepped up tall in that second half. There were a lot of times where, you know, Laney's only big plays, they were explosive plays, but ARC's defense dominated that game, set the tone, and they set them up for great field position moving forward in that game.
Yeah, and we talk about ARC on offense. Kenny Leith, the first week threw for just 117 yards. It was mostly a defensive win over the Panthers of Sac City, but last week, 233 and 4 touchdowns, and you and I have watched him for 2 seasons. That's the best we've ever seen Kenny Leith.
It's by far the best we've seen him, and I think he's just going to keep getting up, keep being better, and sky's the limit for Kenny Leith. He's a player that really came to ARC because of an injury he had in high school. He was getting a lot of interest, and I think he's going to be opening some eyes around community college football.
Captain's right at midfield right now. Number one is Damon Rushton, I believe, for the Beavers. That is Desmond Hatfield-Rushton, number one. Also, we have Josh Tremaine out there, Ryan Cheeseman, and quarterback Kenny Leith. And that's another thing about the Beavers on offense, Jordan, is they have a lot. We've talked about 4 different running backs, 4 or 5 different wide receivers that really still trying to get Kenny Leith together with his weapons, and he's got a bunch of them.
He's got a bunch, and, you know, it's a great problem to have your quarterback because you have too many targets to throw to. And it feels like every time he puts a ball up to one of these targets, you just feel confident that they're going to come down with it. And that's something that I think a lot of quarterbacks can take for granted and something that's really going to make Leith's skills shine a lot more here.
Well, Jordan, we're going to get to those much ballyhooed keys to the game that you have. But first, we're going to meet the third member of our broadcast team. He made his debut last week, and I think it was a smashing success. But then I like the guy. It's Kenny Parker down on the sidelines. Kenny, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good down here, Phantom. It's nice, beautiful day, nice slight breeze, about 80 degrees. Perfect day for football.
And it is, in fact, a different day. It is a special day for you. Are you actually working on your birthday, Kenny Parker?
I got to do what I got to do. Yes, I am.
He loves the Beavers. It's Kenny Parker. Kenny, you were down there last week watching the Beavers. As far as the defense, Jordan and I were talking about the defense really standing out. And you were really impressed by the communication they had last week, right?
Yeah, they just, you know, when you're watching them on the sidelines, very tight unit, very together, constantly communicating, constantly talking about what they can do to get better, and it sure paid off last week.
Kenny will be down there on the sidelines. He'll be first quarter. He'll be hanging out with the Beavers. Then he's going to go over and hang out with the Fresno City College Rams in the second quarter. We'll hear from him later in the game. Kenny, thanks very much. We'll talk to you later. And Jordan, let's get back to those keys of the game you're so excited about. I'm assuming there's 3 of them. Why don't you give them to us?
All right. So the first key, like I said, third down. You've got to convert on third down if you're the Beavers. 8 for 26 is not going to cut it. 31%. You need to find ways to keep drives alive. The next thing is you have to limit the penalties. 18 penalties, 189 yards in those through the first 2 games. That's also not going to cut it. You're essentially giving a full, field to the other team
Right.
through penalties. And then the last one, control the time of possession. They're averaging 34 minutes, 36 seconds time of possession each game. If you can hold on to the ball for more than half the game, you're going to win the game the majority of the time.
Well, as you like to tell me very often, you played football at one time, and we always say, don't get as many penalties, cut down on the penalties. How do you actually do that?
I think a big thing is don't get overexcited. It's one thing to play aggressive, but still play smart, and just don't over-anticipate and don't overthink things.
All right, thank you, Jordan. We will be back. We have the Star Spangled Banner coming up here. We'll be back for the start of this one in just a minute. You're watching ARC Football presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats, fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Town. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
Welcome to another American River College Athletics broadcast brought to you by Stones Radio Networks. Coming to you live from Beaver Stadium on the beautiful campus of American River College in Sacramento, California. It's almost time for Beavers football. Today's game is sponsored by United Rentals, Ace Body and Towing, the Lincoln Potters Baseball Club, Grateful Bread, Super Taco, and Taylor Builders. To get you ready for today's matchup, let's send it up to the booth, to the legend, Mark the Phantom Lowe, to bring you all of today's action. It's Beaver football, and it starts now.
Well, that's got to get you ready for some football. This is the legend. I guess I am the legend. I don't know, Mark the Phantom Lowe here with Jordan Georgeson, and we are here ready to bring you this one. It looks like American River will kick off to Fresno City. The Rams, who scored 27 in their last game, and they did so largely on the arm of Alec Trujillo, Jordan. And I think that coming out, you throw for 270 as they did in game number 2. Maybe you come out, you look to establish that right away.
I think that's safe to say. But, Phantom, what I want to know is you get the legend. What's my nickname? Former intern? I mean,
yeah, I think we're going to work on that. I think, what do they call that? Peasant, maybe? Something
That's
like
fair.
that. I think the peasant, Jordan Georgeson.
That seems accurate.
I think we go with that now, and here we go. So kicking off, Andres Prieto, number 41 out of Placer High School, the kickoff specialist for the Beavers. He sends it deep down there. It's going to get into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So Talking to Coach O during the week, he said that is a huge weapon he has with the Prieto putting the ball in the end zone. Jordan, he also said with Logan McCreary, they kind of have a two-man kicking staff, and he also said he has a gray shirt that's going to come out and take over for both of them. So he's got a really good kicking situation.
Hey, special teams is a third of the game. I think people forget that. If you have a solid kicker that can flip field position, that's going to help your defense.
So here come the Rams. They're first down on the 25-yard line. Alec Trujillo is the quarterback. He's 30 of 52 for 424 yards and 4 touchdowns. Does have 3 interceptions over the first 2 games. Marion Gaines-Smith and Naomi Oswego are the 2 main backs. Number 2, Smith. Number 39, Oswego. Jalen Garrison, number 10. 12 catches on the season. Also, Tabari Rollins has 10 catches, and Josiah Aon has 6 catches for 103 yards. So a couple of different weapons for the Rams as they come out here. First and 10 on the 25-yard line. Big line for the Rams, setting us up here. They've got Trujillo. He's got 1 back behind him. It looks like it might be Smith in motion to the left side. He's back to pass. A quick hitter out to the side. It's complete and immediately knocked down at the 30-yard line.
He's looking for Najee Cox on that one of his favorite targets this season. I expect to hear his name called a lot today.
First and 5, or second and 5 now after the 5-yard gain, and Jordan, just trying to get that first completion under your belt.
It kind of gets those jitters out. It's like, getting that first hit of the season or that first strikeout really just helps you get in a rhythm.
I always got the first strikeout before the first hit, but that's just me. Second and 5, ball on the 30-yard line, just getting started here. Rams are going to fake the handoff and throw a little short one to the tight end, goes around to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, 45, 50, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, I believe, so it's going to be a first down for the Rams.
That was Tabari Rollins on that nice run after catch there, the 5'10" sophomore out of Parker, Florida. So making a bit of a long trip over to Fresno.
Unfortunately, it's going to be all for naught, Jordan, as a penalty on the play is going to call that one back. It's a really clever little play call for the Rams, too, as far as fake into the line and hitting Rollins coming out of the backfield, but it's going to be called back and the ball will be placed at the 27-yard line.
It's a shame, too, with a play like that because now the Beavers are going to be looking for it. You hope that didn't go to waste, and it's something you can call again.
Well, interesting placement of the ball is it was at the 30, and they had a 3-yard penalty or something, so let's see. And Trio now going back to pass, looks to the right. He's under pressure, gets out and goes to his left side. He's got some open field out there, a diving tackle, no good, and he's out of bounds at about the 30, looked like the 38-yard line. Maybe a little closer to the 36, but it should be enough for a first down for the Rams as Trujillo with the scramble, good pressure, and the ball actually placed at the 35-yard line, but it will be a first down.
Yeah, good pressure by the Beaver defense and a better run by Trujillo, and Josh Tremaine diving to try to get the ankles and make it third down, but doesn't quite do it, and now we've got Rams moving the ball down the field.
First and 10 at the 35, single back behind Trujillo. Turns and hands it off to the left side, stacked up well by the Beavers, and about a gain of 1 sets up a 2nd and 9.
It looks like that was Xavier Ali that was getting the run there, and the tackle looked like it was led by Braden Grover.
A name that you said a couple times last week. It was very impressive. I think he's a freshman. And Ali, 5 carries, 24 yards, and a touchdown so far. He had a gain maybe of a half yard. It'll set up a 2nd and just a little more than 9 receivers. 2 of them out to the right for Trujillo. He's got 1 to the left, and running back is behind him, standing on about the 30-yard line. 2nd and 9. He's going to turn. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to hit a slant pass, but defended right away by the Beavers. And down at the 39-yard line, they're going to give him up to the 40. He'll set up a 3rd and 5. Another completion for Trujillo.
That was Brevin Amiga that was in the coverage there for the Beavers. Really read that one well. And Phantom, I don't know if these are necessarily play-action plays or RPOs, but they're trying to keep the American River defense guessing a little bit here on this first drive.
Right, as we've seen the defensive line last week, you want to keep them guessing because when they put that rush on, which they did a couple of plays ago, they can be dangerous. But it's third down. Just over 4 yards to go. Ball sitting inside the 41-yard line of the Rams. 12-10 to go here in the first quarter. Just getting started from Beaver Stadium. Trujillo back again in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers out to the right. He's also got a tight end in the slot, and he's going to turn. He's going to hand that one off, kicking a little bit of open room here to the 45, 47, and gang tackle, but up to midfield, the ball carrier for the Rams, and that's going to be another Ram first down.
And that was Naomi Oswego, a 6'2" sophomore out of Kaimuki, Hawaii.
There you
so
go.
Another long trek to get to Fresno City, but good job bouncing that out and getting that.
And it's going to be okay. The penalty was for offsides against the Beavers. So Oswego, who was 14 carries for 94 yards coming in, had a big week in week 1, but he had a very impressive run there. And so far, Jordan, the Rams looking pretty impressive on offense as we start off from midfield, 1st and 10. Trujillo with the running back, one back to his right. He's got wide receiver split out left, 2 to the short side. He's going to show it quickly, and it's caught. A nice move, but about a 4-yard gain there as it was behind the run. The receiver made the catch and was down at the 46.
A little sidearm action there from Trujillo as he finds Jalen Garrison on that one. And Phantom, like you said, they're moving the ball down the field. It'll be interesting to see how the Beavers respond to this. They did well against Laney after that first drive.
Right.
So now it's 2 games in a row. How are you going to respond to that?
Yeah, they're doing it the death by 1,000 cuts kind of way. Every pass is going short. They got a couple of nice runs. Garrison leading the team with 12 receptions coming into the game. 2nd down, 6 to go. Turn around, the handoff is made and right up to the 45 and stopped just about the 44-yard line. Let's see if they kick forward a little bit. But the run is going to get down to the 43. It's going to set up a 3rd and 3.
That was a Marion Gaines-Smith on that, and I believe that was his first official carry of this game. He's been the main back in that backfield for the Rams this
Yes,
season.
Gaines-Smith with 29 carries, 115 yards. Oswego had the big running game in game 1, and Smith had the big game in game 2. So that'll set up a 3rd down. It's going to be closer to 4, actually, with 10:20 to go in the first quarter. Trujillo, now they're going to get I think the Beavers jump, but then somebody on the Rams jump. So let's see what the call is. Stones McCoy says it's going to be a legal procedure, false start, but let's see, because Stones is not, as far as I can tell, no, it's going to be an offside call as the Beavers jumped, and that's going to give the Rams a 1st down. And obviously, Jordan, we talked about penalties. That's something you don't want to do, give up 1st downs like that.
Yeah, it looks like that was Diallo Washington that jumped there, and heads up move by the left tackle of the Rams to move on that and draw the penalty, get yourself free 1st down without having to run a play.
Sometimes you're the second guy and you make the move, but they don't see the first guy. But that time Diallo is a kind of a hard guy to miss. So it is now 1st down on the 38-yard line. In motion, a handoff, the fake handoff, and it goes to the running back, and he's going to get up to the 38 and fall forward to the 36. But Jordan, so far, Beavers against the run, pretty decent.
Pretty decent, and Fresno State is doing a good job trying to keep them guessing, and I think that's where, they might be baiting them for a big play here. A lot of movement, a lot of play action and moving parts. It feels like you're going to take a stab down the field soon. Right,
they put a guy in motion there and faked it to him, so trying to get the misdirection there and hand it off to the running back, which they haven't done that many times, a straight handoff. And he got about 2 yards. So 2nd down, 8 yards to go from just outside the 37-yard line. Trujillo, turn around, he's going to make it. He's looking to the left. He's got a guy open. Got it to the 30. He's going to try to dance around, but he's down at about the 28 or 29-yard line. But it will be another 1st down for the Rams.
That's Garrison again on that, so he's been a prime target in this, and he's helping march these Rams down the field.
And to your point, some of that fakes and stuff in the backfield, keeping the rushers at bay long enough that he can look up and find Garrison, who had 12 catches for 207 yards and 3 touchdowns so far coming into this game, and he's got a couple of catches in this one. So 1st down, ball at the 28-yard line of the Beavers. 8:55 to go, first quarter. Here come the Beavers. The handoff is made. There's a hole in the left side, cutting through and getting down inside the 20-yard line. Probably Gaines-Smith on that one. A good gain on 1st down for the Rams.
And that was Ali on the run there. But how about the block by Veltre Jefferson, number 33? I believe he was either tight end or the fullback, but he really paved that hole there for that run.
Yeah, that was a good run all around as Ali carries again, so it sets up a 2nd down. About 5 yards to go, so give him 5 on the carry. And the Rams keep moving down the field methodically here, through the air and on the ground. Split out right, and Trio's back to pass. A quick out is going to be good for a 1st down at about the 15-yard line.
Finds Cox again on that. Cox got off the ball quick there and gets open, and this is a real dink and drunk drive, but if you're the Beavers, you got to find a way to slow this down somehow.
You got to be impressed also by Trujillo's arm strength, because he's getting back, and those passes have to be delivered quickly, and he's doing exactly that. Alex, a freshman out of San Joaquin Memorial High School down in Stockton, he has been impressive so far. So 7:50 to go, first quarter. Let's put that on the 16-yard line, actually. First down. In the shotgun, it turned a straight handoff up the middle, and it's shut down as he tries to wiggle away, but I think there's going to be a loss of a yard as the Beavers defense staying on that one, and he's down at about the 17, so a loss of about a yard on the play.
And a name Beaver fans are familiar with on that tackle, Josh Tremaine really wrestled him down and looked like he was trying to get away, and he just gave him that big old bear hug and brought him down.
Yeah, unofficial, and it's early in the season, but Josh Tremaine leading the area in tackles. So I know he had 16 the first game. I believe he came back with 15 last week. So he has been really impressive both weeks. So that sets up a second down, and we'll call it 11 for the Rams from the 17-yard line of the Beavers. And Trujillo, straight pass. He's got a guy in the flat, and that ball is knocked down. So there you go, Jordan. There's the defensive penetration we've been looking for.
And it feels like this is the first time, if you're American River, you've really given Fresno a third and unfavorable situation.
Right,
so
right.
I want to see what the Rams come out with, because this is going to be the first time they really have to, or asked to get a bigger chunk of yards than they've gotten.
Right, and we are, like you said, it's third and about 11 or so, and let's see what happens. As we talked about before, their kicking game, they haven't tried any field goals yet. They're 4 for 6 on extra points, so let's see if they have any confidence if it comes to that. But clearly a passing situation here, third down. Rio is back. He looks across the middle. He releases it, and a good hit on a 5-yard line. The ball goes loose. Incomplete. They'll bring up a fourth down.
Yeah, I was looking for Gaines Smith there, and Tremaine just said,
no,
sir, slam that door shut, and now fourth down. It looks like there will be a kicking team coming out.
Let's see. Like we said, we have Johnny Enriquez kicked the extra points last week. He is number 49. Julio Ayala, number 48 also, but it's going to be Enriquez coming out here, and he will be doing the kicking. Out of Clovis West High School, just a freshman. This will be about a 34-yarder. He's up, and it's going to be no good, off to the left. So great job by the Beavers, Jordan. They basically got the short end of the stick on the whole drive and really came up and made a couple of nice plays.
Yeah, Beavers, that's huge right there. You bent, but you didn't break, and you're coming away with a 0-0 game. That's going to be a drive that you go back on and film and say, depending how this one turns out, that was a difference maker in this
And we
game.
talked about the fact that on their passing plays, when they had a little misdirection, it was better in the quick hitters. A couple of those last two were like clearly passing situations. The Beavers much better in defense.
Yeah, and I think this is an American River team that we saw get better and make adjustments as they saw more from the Laney offense. I expect to see the same from the Fresno City offense.
Kenny Leith behind center, and the ball at the 20-yard line. And Avante Jacobs behind him in motion to the left side. I think that's Freeman, and they're going to get it right out to Robert, complete at the 20, to the 25, to the 27. He's hit by the Rams defensive back, but a good gain on first down for the Beavers. They'll have second and about 2.
That was Noah Noyola on the tackle, but Freeman, a name that I felt like we didn't really call a ton in that first half against Laney, a little more in the second half, and you can see the Beavers want to get him to be a part of this game plan early.
And it was a name that we called a lot last year, punt returns and receiving. So second down, let's call it 3. Leith from Rockland High School in the shotgun. He's got Jacobs to his right. Straight back to pass, quickly gets it to Jacobs at about the 25, uses his speed, gets out to the 30, and he's knocked out of bounds about the 32-yard line. That'll be the first down for the Beavers.
And a good job by Avante Jacobs on that one to bring that out of the backfield and just get enough for that first down. Now American River is dink and dunking their way down the field.
You're right, a couple of quick completions by Leith, the same way that Trujillo did that early in that first drive, getting a couple right to his playmakers. He get the ball to Freeman, he get the ball to Jacobs, give him a little space, and Jacobs using his speed on that one. So first down, call it the 31-yard line for the Beavers. 2-0 on the season. Freeman in motion now, going over to the right side of the formation as Leith in the shotgun. Here comes Fresno. They're going to come up, and a quick out right there, and it's a little too far out for the receiver, and it'll be incomplete for the Beavers, bringing up second down.
Yeah, I was looking for Thoyne Charles on that one, just a little bit outside in our best baseball announcer voice. And
exactly.
First blemish on Leith's afternoon.
And Charles was open on that one, just a quick out. Just sailed it a little bit too far. Second down. Ball at the 31. 5:36 to go first quarter. No score so far in this one. The Rams with the long drive, trying the field goal from 34. It was no good. In motion now, resetting for the Beavers. They've got a turnaround. It's going to be a straight handoff to Jacobs. He goes around the right side, uses speed of 35. He gets to the 40, and he's knocked out right around the 40-yard line. Jordan, I think it'll be a little bit short of a first down, but a nice run by Von Jacobs.
And good job by Jacobs there. It felt like that wasn't the original hole that he was supposed to go to, but good heads-up running to bounce it outside and turn something into a positive play.
Yeah, we've talked about it. There's a quartet. I call them the Fab Four of backs for the Beavers, and Jacobs definitely the speed merchant. You know, I don't know if that's Ringo or who that is, but he's definitely the speed merchant. Joshua Moore, Torrey Hendrick, and Casey Riley, the other three. So third down. Let's call it more like 2 yards to go. 3 yards to go, according to Stones McCoy, who just likes to correct me. Tight formation, trying to hand off to the fullback. He's going to be knocked down to the 40, and I don't think he got the first down. It will be fourth down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I think Casey Riley's just going to be a little bit short there. If you're the Beavers, I almost consider going for this.
Yeah, I think they are. I don't think there's any almost considering. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. As Kenny Leith came over to the sidelines, he got a little word from one of the coaches down there, and he's going back into the huddle. So a big play, Jordan, early in this one here, 4:30 to go in the first quarter, and the Beavers going for it on fourth and what looks to be an honest yard to go. So they're going to line up in that same formation they were just in. And it's going to be Leith going through. They're doing the push-me-pull-you play, and I think he probably made it up to about the 42-yard line. So
yeah.
You got a 6'3" quarterback. You figure he needs to get a yard, just go.
Yeah, Leith just jumped over the top of that pile, needed a yard, got about 1.5 yards, and it's enough to keep the chains moving in a big fourth down conversion.
Kind of a different look we saw offensively right there, Jordan, that little tight formation. We didn't really see that much last week, and they came out with it 2 plays in a row. The first play, Riley got cut down, and then Leith with the first down run. First down on the 42-yard line. We've got wide receivers spread out left and right for the Beavers. Leith in the shotgun with Jacobs to his right. Now we've got motion from the right to the left side of the field as they're going right to left on your dial. There's a lot of pressure. A handoff going up to 45 and almost maybe to the 46. No, down to the 45-yard line as Jacobs pressured, or coming from the Rams linebackers on that one and trying to get Jacobs right back up the middle.
Yeah, it felt like they're trying to take away that outside run, maybe take his speed out of it a little bit and force Jacobs to run his way over. But the thing is, Beavers have an answer to that with their backfield.
Yeah, that's the thing I was just going to say. You get used to Jacobs and the speed in the first quarter, and here comes Joshua Moore in the second quarter, and here comes Torrey Hendrick, and out of the backfield and Casey Riley, and there's a lot going on. So here we go, 2nd and 7. Ball at the 45. Leith is in the shotgun again. He's got 2 receivers out to the left. And back right next to him, he hands it off to Jacobs again. Jacobs trying to go around the right side on a sweep. He'll get up maybe to about the 48-yard line and will still leave about 4 or 5 yards to go for a Beaver first down.
And that one looked like just a read option play. Jacobs gets it outside a little bit. Rams were a little wise. They took it away. He still gets positive gain, but now you're still sitting with a 3rd and manageable if you're the Beavers.
Yeah, 3rd down. It looks like about, let's call it 4. It's like Micaiah Stevenson coming in the game maybe here on the left side. The Beavers, with, as we talked about before the game, doing a lot of weapons, wide receivers and running backs. Jacobs still in the game as the running back to the right. They're a tight formation to the left with 2 split that way. Leith in the shotgun. Kenny takes the snap, goes back. He's looking for Jacobs. Now he's looking in the seam. He's got a guy open, throws it behind him and through the hands of the intended receiver. That'll bring up 4th down.
He was looking for Seth Bozzi on that one and just a little bit of a miscommunication. This is where that 3rd down matters now. I mean, you're 0 for 2 on 3rd down already in this game.
Right.
You're dropping below 30% on the season now. You got to find a way to stay on the field on these long drives.
And especially it's kind of galling when you have the fact that the play was there. Bozzi, as you said, was open on the right side, and the ball was just behind him. Andres Prieto on to punt for the Beavers.
Looks like that's Josiah A. on deep to receive.
And that one is a little low kick, and it's caught by the Rams at the 45. They're going up the left side to the 35-yard line. So kind of a shank by Prieto right to one of the up men at the 45-yard line, who returned it all the way back into Beaver territory. So a big turnaround right there for the Rams.
That was Keanu Kuma that ended up receiving that punt, and I don't think he thought he was going to be returning a punt today.
No, but give him credit because that ball came at him, and he didn't have a lot of time to think, and he made the catch. Would have been easy to bounce off him, and then that's a live ball, and he returns it. Not only does he catch it, he returns it all the way down to the Beaver 36. So the field position battle going right now to the Fresno City as we got 2:14 to go here in the first quarter from Beaver Stadium. No score as both teams have had the ball once, and Alec Trujillo has been largely successful throwing the ball. He is in the shotgun. He's got running back behind him. He turns around, he hands it off, and that's a little bit of room there. The pile's going to go all the way down inside the 30 and down about the 28-yard line. So a good gain on first down for the Rams.
That was Ali who kept those legs churning, moved that pile, and if you're the Rams now, you've got the momentum in your favor.
Absolutely, lining up for the next play. After this play, we'll go down and talk to Kenny Parker on the sidelines to get the scoop. Second down. And about 3 yards to go. Turns around, it's a handoff again. This time it's stymied by the Beavers. It's going to bring up a third down. Kenny, what do you got on the sideline for us?
No, just talking a little bit about that initial stop the Beavers made, coming off the field. Tremaine just getting all kinds of kudos and the defense going crazy, talking about staying together, talking about getting that stop. Coach O even came over to the defense. Fantastic job, all that stuff. So trying to hype them up. I think they know they're going to need them this game. The little short passing game seems to be pretty effective for the Rams so far.
3rd and 3 now. Thank you, Kenny. Ball on the 30-yard line. Trujillo has it. He's going to go across the middle short, and he's got a completion, and that should get the first down for the Rams as the reception was made at about the 25-yard line.
That was Tabari Rollins reeling that one in.
And let's see where they mark it. Yes, they're going to go ahead and give him the first down. It's marked closer to the 26. I thought he caught the ball in the 25, right on the stripe. But the ball's marked at 26.
It looked like he went back on his own power, and I think that's where they put the ball.
First down, 26-yard line. 45 seconds to go first quarter. Trujillo handing it off on the left side, cutting through back to the 20, maybe got to the 20, probably down on the 21-yard line. So a gain of 5 on first down.
Gain Smith on the carry there, and that little option play seems to be working for Fresno City right now. You got to think they're going to keep turning to it until the Beavers have an answer.
Yeah, as we've said, Jordan, when they have the option of pass and run, when you have to respect the run, they have been pretty successful. It's only when they were in pass-only situations that the Beavers were able to put some pressure on Trujillo. The freshman has the ball. He will be in the shotgun with the running back behind him. He turns, fakes it. He's looking to the left side in the corner of the end zone, goes up, and it is knocked away. Good defensive play by the Beavers there, a one-on-one coverage. And, Jordan, we saw that last week. The Beavers cornerbacks very good in one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, great coverage there by Desmond Hatfield. Rushed in, a freshman out of Capital Christian School, and he really just shadowed his receiver there, made it impossible to make a play.
Yeah, and he's a guy who's a freshman, but he's also a team captain. So, he has made a real impact in a short time here at American River College. So that brings up a third down. Let's call it 4 yards to go. We are at the 21-yard line. Single running back behind Trujillo. Now he is under pressure. He's going to try to get away. Completed, but closed down right away. That's excellent defense on two parts by the Beavers right there. Jordan, no gain on the play.
And that was Tremaine on the pressure there. And then it was Brevin Amiga in coverage. And good job getting off the field again, and I think the Rams are going to go for this right here.
We'll see. We are at the end of the first quarter on that excellent defensive play by the Beavers. So as we change sides, we'll also step away. We are going into the second quarter. The score so far, American River, nothing. Fresno City, nothing. You're watching ARC football presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, Kids Zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Back out to Beaver Stadium for the beginning of the second quarter. No score so far, but the Rams are threatening on the 21-yard line. Trujillo is in the shotgun, and now we're going to have a whistle. It's going to be a false start on the Rams, and that'll set up about a 4th and 9. As the ball's going to come back, let's see where it's placed at about the 26-yard line. Right, so it is a 4th down and 10 yards to go. And let's see, they're going to go ahead and looks like they're going to go for it again. I think they tried the field goal, Jordan, and the first time, but it didn't work out for them, so they're just going to go for it here at the 26. Trujillo's got it. He's got a little bit of time. He's looking down the middle. Now he's closed down. The ball's knocked away by the Beavers, and they're going to come up with possession. Doesn't matter. It's over on downs. Another excellent play. And Jordan, again, when they have to go into passing formation, the Beavers bring in the heat.
And that was Antonio Williams coming up from his DB spot to make that play. Huge play there by the Beavers. And like you said, Phantom, to their credit, they're able to stop the pass when they know the pass is coming. So they've got to stay in these positions where they keep Fresno City behind the sticks.
Right, so it's that 1st and 2nd down, trying to make sure you keep them under 5 yards combined in the 1st and 2nd down. Well, we figured that out, so we'll let Coach know how to figure that out. You know, we've taken care of it. We'll send him the info. But 1st down for the Beavers now. Their second possession just started this second quarter. It's at the 35-yard line of the Beavers. Leith now empty backfield, back to pass. He's got time. He's got a guy coming out of the backfield. That's Joshua Moore. He's at 45. He's at the 50. He's going to be hit by a couple of guys, but he gets inside Fresno City territory at about the 48-yard line, and that's the first we've seen Joshua Moore, Jordan, but he does what he does.
He does what he does, and there was a good little screen pass there set up, gave Moore some room to run. That's where he's the most effective, and the more room you can give Moore in the open field, the better he's going to be for you.
Yeah, it looked like it was designed for a wide receiver, the empty backfield, but I think it was always designed for Moore to slip out of the backfield and get the reception. Marked at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Leith with his single running back. That is Joshua Moore, number 24 out of Del Oro. He's going to turn. He's going to hand it to him. He's at the 50. He's going to try to get yardage at the 46-yard line and brought down right about that 46-yard line. So a couple yards on 1st down, set up a 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, and a big one by Moore, too, is that I've noticed with him, he falls forward, and that always accounts for some extra yards, something you like to see if you're a coach.
And I'll ascribe that to good coaching somewhere along the way, because somebody told me, dude, Joshua, you're a very strong runner. When you get hit, you got to keep that momentum going forward, and he's, to his credit, remembered that and made an impression on my guy, Jordan Georgeson, up here, who was also from Del Oro, so maybe that has something to do with it. AC Riley is in motion now. He'll set it to the left to Kenny Leith. Kenny's going to turn around. He's going to hand the ball right up the middle to Moore again. He cuts back at the 40, and he's knocked down right inside the 40. I thought he was on the way to get the 1st down. Let's see where they mark it, Jordan, but another straight-ahead run by the Beavers.
It was actually Torrey Hendrick that got that one. He met Kevin Washington from Miami Central High School out in Florida.
Well, he met him, but fortunately for the Beavers, it's going to be a 1st down. So Hendrick, we've seen all 4 of the Fab 4 have already been on so far in the first 17 minutes of this one, and another 1st down at the 40-yard line, call it the 39-yard line, and Leith looks over to the sideline to get the play from the coaching staff over there. Coming down to 12:55 to go in this first half. No score so far. Both teams moving the ball, but and now we're going to have whistles. And we might get a timeout coming up here, I think. As a lot of indecision that time by ARC. So we're going to step away with 12:49 to go in the second quarter. Right now, American River nothing and Fresno City nothing. You're watching ARC football presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Back to Beaver Stadium, second quarter, 12:49 to go until halftime. No score in this one. Beavers with the ball at the 39-yard line. Kenny Leith, the quarterback, looks like Avante Jacobs is to his right. As we said, we've seen all 4 of the Fab 4 running backs for the Beavers. Leith trying to draw somebody off sides with the sudden motion, doesn't do it. Takes it. He's going to go back to pass. He looks for Jacobs coming out. He's got him on the wheel route. Jacobs is open. He's made the catch. Was he in bounds? Yes, he was. Signaled by the side judge. A great pass by Leith and a equally great catch by Avante Jacobs.
Yeah, great catch by Jacobs there. It looked like it was Quinton Johnson that was in coverage. He did a good job, but just perfect ball by Leith, and we've seen that a few times from him.
Yeah, 24-yard gain on that one. As we saw that one kind of develop as Jacobs came out of the backfield, went down the sidelines. It's the wheel route. You'll see it at every level of football, and it's always pretty successful, but it's key to that quarterback have the touch to drop it in, and he did, as you mentioned, Jordan. Great defensive coverage there by the defensive back, but just a better pass. So first down, 15-yard line. Deepest penetration for the Beavers here in the first half. They've got Freeman to the right side. He resets. They've got a single receiver sprout to the left. They're going to hand the ball on the inside to the 10-yard line, and that is Riley, I believe, getting all the way down inside the 10 to the 9.
Yeah, big Casey Riley. That's a lot to tackle there, and they're really pounding it out there, and you can expect to see a lot of him, I think, as the Beavers get closer to these goal line situations.
Yeah, big the touchdown man, 5'10", 245 out of Orville. And a nice first down run gives the Beavers a little bit of breathing room as far as the second. They have a couple of different ways they could go 2nd and 4 here. Leaf checking out. I think that's the other, Quincy Gallen, I think, giving him the signals from the sideline, the other captain, the backup quarterback out of Antelope. So here's Leith. He's got a wide receiver right and now comes in tight on the left side. The single back is Riley. The handoff is straight to Casey. He picks his way through, and he's getting up close to the 5-yard line and close to that first down, Jordan.
How about seeing Casey Riley kind of hop around?
That
a little
was great.
Juke there. I mean, I love it.
And it will, I think, let's see. No, they're going to. No, I think it's going to be a little bit short of the first down. Let's see if we get the sticks moved over there.
Looks like
it is a Beaver first down. Yeah, you're right. A 5'10", 245 guy, and he comes through, and all of a sudden he's picking his way through like a ballet dancer. That's a nice combination to have.
I like to think I have moves like that.
I don't think we'll call him the ballerina. Well, you do. Well, you do when there's, the last hot dog at the concession stand, and you make some great moves. Turn around, hand the ball straight off. That's Jacobs. He comes through, almost not touched. And that's actually Joshua Moore, I think, on that one, Jordan.
And Joshua Moore gets it in. Gets the Beavers on the board, and I think that's a huge drive if you're the Beavers because Fresno City's moved the ball on you, but to be the one to punch that one in first, that's huge because you're not playing catch-up at any point.
And how great is it that Jacobs caught the wheel route, Riley ran him down to the 5, and then Moore's the one who takes it in.
You love to see it, and like we always talk about this running back committee here, and I love it because they make us look like we know what we're talking about.
Not often. Logan McCreary going to do the extra point duties for the Beavers. He was 7 for 7 last week against Laney. I think we have some movement in there as he sends it through, and it is good. Let's see if we're going to get a penalty on Fresno City. It will be declined, and the Beavers are on the board with 7. 10:36 to go, second quarter. American River College 7, Fresno City College nothing. You're watching ARC Football, presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
Welcome back to Beaver Stadium. Beavers score first. 10:36 to go till halftime. Both teams kind of like had drives going on and then kind of petered out. And this time the Beavers kept it going. Key play, I think, would be that pass to Avante Jacobs, a 24-yard gain there to set him up at the 15.
Yeah, I felt like they needed that big chunk play, and they got it. And we'll see what that opens up now for them moving forward because, as we saw last time, they got one big chunk play and the floodgates opened.
Yeah, third touchdown of the year for Joshua Moore out of Del Oro. And here's Andres Prieto, who was a good kickoff and not such a great punt so far in this game for the Placer Grad. He sends that one down there. That's going to be a little bit shorter, but good directional. Is it going to stay on the field? I think it's going to be out of play, and that will be a penalty, I think, against ARC, as that went out of bounds before it got to the end zone.
Yeah, it just bounced out of bounds, and that's one of those, again, just a meaningless penalty. If you're the Beavers, you don't need to be giving them 3 yards like that.
Right, let's see. I think that makes it to the, would put them at the 30-yard line. So it goes to the 35-yard line. So that is a big penalty because you have a guy who's been putting the ball in the end zone, Jordan, getting touchbacks, and all of a sudden they are at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, especially a team like Fresno City that has moved the ball well. They haven't gotten any points yet, but you don't want to be giving them 3 yards and less room to work with.
Absolutely. Okay, so Trujillo comes back on in 424 yards, 4 touchdowns so far in the season. He's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, a back behind him. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand that one off, and he holds on to it and comes around the right end, and he's got room, cuts back to the 50, to the 45. So finally, he ran the running back into the line. Jordan pulled it back out and made a nice gain.
It felt like they were baiting something like that. They've been running these play actions that you read so much, and you haven't seen Trujillo keep it yet. Finally does. It's big chunky yards.
And there's going to be a face mask added on to that, so a 15-yard gain is going to be 30. Let's see where the ball ends up. So a big play right away. A couple of poor plays by the Beavers, Jordan, coming out after the touchdown with the kickoff and now the first play from scrimmage.
And you've already given them 25 free yards now on this play, I believe, or maybe it was 30 free yards.
Yep. So it ends up being a 35-yard gain with 20 on the run, 15 on the penalty. The ball first and 10 at the Beaver 30. 10-17 to go here in the first half. The Rams in possession and driving after the single play and the penalty, and they're going to go ahead and hand that one off around the left side. Good pursuit by the Beavers. Cut back at the 30 to the 26, maybe got inside the 25. Let's see where they mark it as they try to take the ball. Been going up the middle, Jordan, that one around the end.
A good job by Jalen Garrison there to break a few tackles and just outrun some of those Beaver defensive linemen that showed off some wheels there, Phantom, in that backfield as they were chasing them.
Yeah, you're chasing a wide receiver there.
Yeah,
you're chasing a wide receiver, and you got to him, and he did get a gain of 5, though, to set up a 2nd and 5 on the 25-yard line. Dante Benjamin in the backfield with Trujillo. He goes back to pass. It's going to be a screen pass, and it's open on the left side, 20, and a slip and a fumble, but I think covered by the Rams. So a big
Benjamin
play on
down.
the way. Benjamin was the receiver. He had room, fumbled, picked it up at the 16. It will be good enough for a first down.
And I think he was down when he dropped that football, but still crisis averted if you're the Rams, and decent play. Unfortunately, though, you lose the footing there, but still something to work with in a first down.
Yeah, and a good play call, too, by the Rams as they had an open field for Benjamin if he could keep his footing. The freshman out of Clovis West in there behind Trujillo. Now it's first down at the 16-yard line. He turns and hands it straight away, trying to go sideways, and good pursuit by the Beavers. They do it again, Jordan, for no gain or maybe a loss of 1.
And that was Cole Gustafson, number 93, another name we called a lot there. He's the one that swallowed him up first in the backfield.
Big play for the Beavers, setting up a 2nd and 11. Looks like there is a Ram down on the field. And so we're sitting here at the 17-yard line, 2nd and 11, Jordan. We've seen Fresno move the ball up the field, just stymied at the end a couple of times with the missed field goal and then the 4th down. And this time they get a couple of breaks and they've set up shop. And they look like, again, there's a lot of stuff in their arsenal. They have a lot of weapons, and they're using them right now.
And it feels like this is the best that Fresno's offense has looked in the afternoon. They've moved the ball well, but this is the most sustained that they've done it. And this is a drive that, especially after you just allowed points, feels like you can't come up empty-handed here if you're the Rams. You need at least 3 on this drive.
Yeah, they scored 19 in their first week against Diablo Valley, won that one 19-13, and scored 27 last week against the good Sierra team, and Wolverines came out on top 28-27. So it doesn't seem like scoring is going to be the problem. So it was Dante Benjamin who was the injured player, and he is getting up and moving off slowly, but he's moving off on his own accord, so that is really good to see. So obviously we know they can put the ball in the end zone, Jordan, and, the Beavers' defense has been their forte through the first 2 weeks, and so far they've been able to hold them off.
If you're the Beavers, I really do think with these first couple drives, with how Fresno State's moved the ball, even if they get a touchdown on this drive, if you can hold them to 7 points the way they moved the ball these first couple drives, you've got to be able to hang your hat on that.
And the good thing for the Beavers is they have a lot of big play guys, and they can come up with a big play at any time. So here we go. Let's put it back at the 16, so we'll call it a 2nd and 10. Trujillo has a running back behind him. That is Gain Smith, I believe. He's going to turn around. He's going to look to the right. Nobody open. He rolls to the right, looks to the end zone, throws it to the corner of the end zone. He's got a guy open, but it's too far. And a diving try, no good. And let's see, there was contact after the ball was thrown. It looked like pretty close on there, and I don't see any flags.
Well, it looks like Fresno City wanted the flag there. I know Trujillo was being pursued by a lot of linemen, and good job by him to get that ball off. It felt like a broken play that he was able to salvage something with, and now it looks like we do have a flag down.
And it was late, looked like it came in late, and then we had, whenever you get 4 referees talking together, that's trouble. And Trio was rolling out to his right when he let that ball go. He was under heavy pressure, and we'll wait to see what the call is. It is going to be roughing the passer, 15 yards, which should be half the distance to the goal, which will put him right inside the 10-yard line. They're going to march off to 15. No, let's see. Looks like they're going to take it down to about the 8-yard line there. So it'll be first down and goal to go for the Rams. And too bad, Jordan, because a good defensive play by the Beavers in the defensive backfield on that one. But, you got – I'm not going to criticize. I didn't see exactly what happened, but there was a couple of guys pursuing him, and obviously they hit him just a little bit too late.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially as a guy who's played defense. Obviously, I'm going to side with the defense a little bit where they're going after him. But, again, you can't do that. You can't be giving up these penalties. And, especially when it's a quarterback, they're going to call it more often than not.
So first down from the, looks like a 7-yard line, we'll call it that. First and goal. Trujillo is in the shotgun. He's got it in motion, the handoff in motion. He holds on to it, throws it to the corner of the end zone, and I believe that is completed for the touchdown. Trujillo found the wide receiver in the corner of the end zone, hit him right in the left corner there, Jordan. A perfect pass, and it's now 7-6.
Well, looks like he found Josiah Aon, who just did a good job getting those feet in coverage. It was actually not bad coverage by Desmond Hatfield Rushton, but Aon just made a good catch, and right now you're a PAT away from tying the game. But as we know, Phantom, that's not a guarantee with this team.
Right, 4 for 6. Johnny Enriquez is the kicker for the Rams. He tried a 34-yard field goal earlier, had enough distance, but it was wide left. So here's the one to try to tie the game. Looked pretty good going through, and it is up, and it is good. So with 8:15 to go until halftime, it is American River College 7 and Fresno City College 7. You're watching ARC football presented by Stones Radio Networks.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Welcome back to Beaver Stadium. We are tied at 7 with 8:15 to go. Robert Freeman back to receive the kick. Johnny Enriquez, who just put through the extra point, he will kick it off for Fresno. They score on the pass from Trujillo to Aon, and his kickoff is going to take Freeman about 3 yards deep, and Robert's going to bring it out to the 5, to the 10. He is double-teamed, spins around, gets through the middle to the 15. He'll be out until the 17-yard line, and that was where the Beavers will start first and 10 here with 8:08 to go till half.
And it looks like a little bit of extracurriculars. We're going to get a flag. Looks like that was number 40, Keanu Kuma, that was giving some shoving to an AR player on the ground. AR retaliated. I don't know who this is going to be on.
Well, it's always tough when you retaliate, but it looks like the arrow is, when I say arrow, I mean arm is pointed in favor of the Beavers, and that's going to go out to the 32-yard line. So we are going to get a personal foul, as Jordan mentioned. And again, Jordan, we talk about it with both teams. You get silly fouls, you give up 15 yards here, 15 yards there. That makes a lot of difference over the course of a game.
And that's a killer if you're the Rams, because you just pinned them back well after Freeman took that one out from deep in the end zone, and now you just gave it back and left it what looks like a pretty good return now.
Yeah, and Freeman, you think, well, why is he taking it out from, 4 or 5 yards deep? But that's what he does. He's a return man, and he is electrifying. and he's given the Beavers a chance. And so it's first down. Leith is going to make the handoff. He still has the ball looking to the left. Now he's got to get out of the pocket. He's going to be dragged down at about the 28-yard line, and give credit to the Rams defensive backs. That's kind of a coverage sack right there.
And you'll like this name. Giovanni Pefferini is the one who makes the tackle on that one. So I think we can appropriately give him the nickname the Italian Stallion as he gets off that block, makes a big play for the Rams.
That's your call. If you want to go with that, you go with that. 2nd and 14 now is a loss of 4 yards for the Beavers. As Leith had a lot of time initially to pass, but you got to give credit to the Rams as they covered all of his receivers. So we are coming to 2nd down. 7.5 minutes to go in this second quarter. We are tied at 7 from Beaver Stadium. Mark the Phantom Low with Jordan Georgeson here. Stones McCoy doing the engineering, and Kenny Parker on the sidelines. Quick pass through the hands of Stevenson on the left side. That's going to set up a 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's a 3rd or 4th pass Leith has thrown that's been through the hands, and they haven't all really been, the most perfect passes in the world, but they've definitely been catchable, and these are some mistakes that, for the Beavers, you got to wonder what's going on and why they're not quite in sync today.
Well, I think it's like 50-50 kind of situation, because he's thrown a couple, one behind him and one to the outside, and that one went through the hands. 3rd down, 14. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left for the Beavers. Leith is looking over to the sidelines. And he will go back to pass. He's got time in the middle. He's got a guy over the middle, and the throw is just a little bit too far for Freeman at the 50-yard line. Robert stuck the right hand out, couldn't make the play. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, and Freeman looked like he beat Noah Nyola on that route, and if he caught that in stride, that probably is going for 6 if you're the Beavers, but instead a frustrating drive, especially after you got gifted some good field position with the penalty.
Yeah, Lee threw that perfect pass to Jacobs earlier on the wheel route, but unfortunately we've had about 3 or 4 which just haven't made the connections for whatever reason. Andres Prieto, Tabari Rollins is back for the Rams, number 9, the wide receiver. And he will wait for Prieto's kick, which hopefully will be a little further than last time. A good pressure, and that one is a better kick at about the 35 it hits. It bounces at the 35, and it's covered by the Beavers right at the 35-yard line. So it's about a 37-yard punt, and the Rams will set up shop, it looks like, at the 36-yard line.
Now ARC's defense really going to be asked to make a big stand here, because you don't want to be letting Fresno City dink and dunk their way down the field and potentially be going into a situation where you're trailing going into the half.
Right, when you're up 7-0, all of a sudden you find yourself on the short end of the stick. And again, Trujillo with the beautiful pass to Aon for the touchdown, but they were aided immeasurably by a face mask penalty on the Beavers in that drive. So here we go, first down at the 36, a wide receiver out left for Trujillo. He's got one back to his right. 7:03 to go here, second quarter. We are tied at 7. Trujillo turns. He's going to hand that one off up the middle, but tackled almost immediately, the Rams, and it'll be a gain of 1 if it's a gain of any. Set up a second down.
And that was Tremaine leading the charge for the Beavers, kind of holding them up long enough to get the rest of the defensive line in there to help.
So a good first down stop by the Beavers. Remember, Trujillo did that, rode it into the belly of the running back earlier and kept it and had a big play. That was on the last drive. That time he handed it off, and the Beavers stopped him after a gain of, we'll call it a gain of nothing. So it's 2nd and 10. Receivers 2 to the right, 1 to the left for Fresno City. Turned around and hand off again up the middle, and that is a little bit further for the Rams. They got 2 or 3 as they fight out to about the 39-yard line. But Jordan, that sets up a 3rd down at about 7.
That's Asuega on the run. It looks like he just got away from Malachi Red, who had him wrapped up by the ankles a little bit, but somehow Asuega gets out, and now it gives you a 3rd and, I don't necessarily want to say manageable, but 3rd and better than what you were looking at.
Right, 3rd and 7 is better than 3rd and 9, and especially when you're in your own side of the field here. As Trio has 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 behind him, 1 in the slot. 5:45 to go, first half. Freshman out of San Joaquin Memorial turns, and he's still got it. He's still looking down the middle. He throws it, but it's well behind the receiver who was sitting inside. Looked like he sat at about the 50, Jordan, and the ball was nowhere near him.
And again, another situation where the Beavers force Fresno City to be in a situation where they have to put the ball in the air, and again, the Beavers find a way to get off the field.
It's a great point, and also I think it's a situation where even if the Rams don't have a lot of confidence in their punting game, you've got to go ahead and kick it away, because you don't want to give this kind of field position away as we wind down toward halftime. So it looks like Richard Lozano is the kicker, number 43. And Amonte Jacobs ready to receive it. He stands at about the 15. The punt is going to come from the 36 and almost blocked. It's a nice punt. Caught at the 21, a fair catch by Jacobs. So Lozano, a nice punt, getting it down to the 21-yard line. So that is a 40-yard punt for Richard Lozano. He averages about 38. It'll be first down for the Beavers.
And that was inches away from being blocked by Jordan Wagner, the freshman linebacker out of Lincoln. And, Fan, if I remember correctly, we called Wagner's name a little bit towards the end of the game last week. I think he made a couple of big plays in the end of that.
Yes, he did. And we have, I'm being notified that after this play, we will go down to the estimable Kenny Parker for his input. But right now, it is first down for the Beavers. 5:30 to go in this first half. First and 10 on the 21-yard line. Single back behind Leith. He turns, he hands it to him. Going up the middle, he's got some room. He's going to get up to the 30-yard line and set up a 2nd and 2. And Kenny, what do you got for us on the sidelines?
I was able to head over to the Rams side of the field this week, the opposition side, and a lot more subdued over there, I would say. Coaches pretty upset with their team on that last drive when ARC scored. The defensive coordinator really bringing them together, talking about lack of communication, missed assignments. They seem to play a bit better after that and really lock down the next drive.
Seems to be a recurring theme we get, Kenny, when defenses don't play well. They always have miscommunications. They always get yelled at by the coach.
This is true. They seem like they're doing okay over there. It's just kind of a quiet, subdued, a lot of different mood than over on the Beaver sideline. I'll say that.
All right, Kenny, thank you very much. Penalty on the Beavers, as that's going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for AR. They are now at the 24-yard line. One wide receiver out to the right, a back behind Kenny Leith. Turns around, he's going to hand it off, trying to find a hole on the right side. Good blocking by the wide receiver. He's up to the 30 and the 32-yard line. That was a good job out here by the wide receiver, Jordan, to kind of free him up to get a couple more yards.
Yeah, and a good job by Jacobs, too, reading those blocks and getting outside, getting just enough and kind of making up for that penalty that hurt the Beavers.
And it was enough, but it was enough for a first down on that. So, yeah, it was a very successful play. You like to see the wide receivers maintaining contact all the way through, because I don't know if that play was geared for him to come around the right side, but he eventually did, and he was helped out by the wide receiver. So first down, ball now on the 33-yard line. 1st and 10. 2 receivers out to the left for Kenny Leith. He's got a running back right to his left. 4 minutes to go, and he's going to turn and throw a quick pass out to the left. Blocking again is excellent. He gets to the 40, the 45, moves it through the 50, and travels down at the 40-yard line inside the 40. A big gain for the Beavers.
And that was Cameron Sampson on the big gain, but I think the star of that play, like you said, blocking wide receivers, Thoyne Charles with a huge block there.
Let's see, I think we might have I'm seeing if we have a penalty on the play. No, they're just going to say I think he was out earlier than we thought, calling him out of bounds on the left side. So it is on the 44-yard line. Enough for a first down, but about 15 yards less than we thought we were getting on that one. So Sampson gets the first down reception and run. It's at the 44. 3:20 to go. Leith is under pressure. He's going to throw it out to the left side and out of play. Throw is wide to Thoyne Charles, and that was a play that I think Jordan, he was a little bit under pressure, and it came apart early.
Yeah, pressure came right away from Kevin Washington off of his DB spot and got in Leith's face right away. Leith really had no choice but to put that ball, I think, in a good spot of it's probably not going to be caught by anyone, but if it will be, it'll be a guy in a blue jersey.
Excellent point. So often you see guys try to force that in there, and they put it in play for the defensive back, but Kenny did not do that. So it's second down, 10 yards to go on the 44-yard line, 3:15 to go first half. Beavers 7, Rams 7. Wide receiver split out wide right, and one also to the left, more short side of the field. Leith is going to go ahead and hand that one off up the left side, and there's some room over there running, and that's going to be a first down again for the Beavers.
And good run by Moore. It looked like Fresno City might have thought that AR was going to take something deep, and that left a lot of running room for Moore. And Now you're moving the chains, and more importantly, you're milking that clock right now, and you're getting the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, 3 minutes to go, and Moore with the big gain, 12 yards and another first down for the Beavers. But that was kind of an odd play, Jordan, in the sense that Moore got the ball in the backfield. Really nobody laid a hand on him until he got outside that left edge.
If you're ARC, you might want to draw that up again if your running back's not getting touched for 11 yards.
Looks like Jacobs is the running back with Kenny Leith as he's got motion coming from his left to his right in the formation. He's going to look that way. Now he's going to duck down the middle. He's got a guy wide open at the 18. Get it. That's Robert Freeman. And Robert's trying to make a couple of moves. He comes back to the 15. Comes down to the 10. He gets a block to the 5. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Beavers, Robert Freeman.
I think they're going to get Charles for a blindside block here. I don't necessarily think that was a blindside block as much as it was just a good hard block, but
yeah, Freeman, we said he pirouetted at the 15 and came back outside, and he picked up the block by Charles at the 10. The flag is at the 10. So it's going to come back. Now it's going to be a spot foul, so it should be a 15-yard penalty, which will put it about the 25-yard line. It would still result in a first down for the Beavers. It would take 6 points off the board.
And that's a killer if you're AR. And I don't necessarily know if I agree with the call, but again, it was far enough away from the play, too, that I don't know if the block really made that much of a difference on it.
You're looking each way. First of all, they made the call, so we can't worry about it. Secondly, if you're talking about Charles, he doesn't know that it's not in the play. He wants to make a play for his fellow wide receiver. And Freeman, as we said, electrifying. If that ball was thrown a little bit further on the initial throw, he would have had it into the end zone. It was a little behind him. He came back, and I love the 360 he did at the 15-yard line to come back out to the right side.
Yeah, we saw the spin move on the kick return,
Yeah.
but I think that was more impressive when you saw the divot in the grass of how hard he turned on that guy.
Got to replace that divot. So here we go, first down, and now we got whistles all over the place, and it is timeout Beaver. So we'll take a timeout as well. 2:21 to go until halftime. A lot of excitement, but still, American River 7, Fresno City 7. You're watching ARC football, presented by the Stones Radio Networks. Welcome back to Beaver Stadium. 2:21 to go until halftime. Mark the Phantom Mo, Jordan Jortson here. Kenny Parker patrolling the sidelines. First down at the 25 after the penalty on the Beavers. Another big play. First down on the 25. Leith is in the shotgun. He'll receive the ball at about the 30. He's got a single back behind him. He turns around. He's going to hand it off to that back, trying to get to the 25, and well stacked up by the Rams. And one of the rare running plays, Jordan, the Beavers run today that didn't get any yards.
Yeah, it felt like Jeremiah Shelton really got in that backfield right away, and Moore went to look for the hole, and instead he was met by a white number 44 jersey by the Rams.
So it looks like Moore comes out. I think that's Terry Hendrick who's coming in to take his place on second down. And at a loss of 1, so it'll be second and 11 for the Beavers. 150 and counting here. As you mentioned, Jordan, they're going to want to run this all the way down, and whatever they get in this half will be the end of the half, hopefully, for the Beavers. Second and 11. Leith in the shotgun again. He takes it. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand it up the middle. That's Hendrick coming through. He's hit at the 23 and rolls forward, and Terry Hendrick doesn't like to go down, and he does finally at about the 19-yard line.
That's a big run if you're the Beavers. That gave you an extra 3 or 4 yards, and that left you from a third and kind of a long situation, now third and medium and manageable.
Yeah, that's a big play. It's a 7-yard gain, so it's going to set up a 3rd and 4 instead of a 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. And I don't know, good kicking so far for the Beavers so far this season, but you don't know if you're getting down here inside the 15-yard line, 3rd and 4. This might be 4-down territory.
Yeah, especially the way this game has gone. It feels like the 7 points is a little bit of a more comfortable barrier going into halftime than those 3 points would be.
It seems like when you look at the scoreboard, it seems like we've seen more than a 7-7 game here. It feels like a 17-14 game or something like that, but yet it is still 7-7. And as I mentioned, or you mentioned, we mentioned, it seems like the Beavers defensively, when they force the Rams into true passing situations, that's when they're shining. It's when the Rams have options is when they are making yards against the Beavers on defense.
And I think it is huge of American River's defense because going into this game, Fresno was 3 for 3 on touchdowns in the red zone. So when they got in the red zone, they put it in for 6. So if you're able to hold them to 7 when they're moving the ball like this, that's a win for you if you're American River.
Third down, about 4 yards to go, just inside the 16 for the Beavers. They've got Freeman out to the right. Leith is turning around. He's going to hand it off, and there's room at the 15 down to the 10-yard line. A big run for the Beavers and a first down.
And that essentially guarantees that the Beavers will hold the ball until pretty much the end of the half now as you move the chains.
1:20 to go in the half. I think that was Henrik again on the run. And he will get it again right up the middle. He cuts it to 5. He's down to the 5-yard line. So second and goal from the 5 with just coming down to a minute to go. And as you mentioned, Jordan, they will suck all the life out of the clock, but let's see if they can punch it in for 7. They've been giving it to Ture Hendrick, and he has been very successful hitting the middle of the field.
And again, we talk about that falling forward, and you can see Hendrick do it. He kind of spins around as he gets tackled to get that extra yard or 2.
I call it the Joshua Moore, so there you go. So second down. The ball actually set at about the 6-yard line. Leith with the running back right next to him on his left. He turns. He's going to throw this one into the corner, trying to route, and it's up, and it's complete. Yes, it is. Touchdown, Beavers.
He gets 6'4" Micaiah Stevenson on that. He liked the matchup that he saw going up against Lance Sizon at 5'11", a 5-inch mismatch, and it shows the Beavers take the lead.
Yeah, Stevenson with the touchdown last week as well, Jordan, and he doesn't make many catches, but when he does, he makes them count. And he's a guy that I know Coach O and everybody is really excited about in the Beavers coaching staff. So 13-7 Beavers, 35 seconds to go in the half. Logan McCreary will come on to try to convert the extra point and give the Beavers that 7-point advantage. Excellent pass by Leith on that one. Kind of a bad snap, but well handled by Gallen, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 35 seconds to go in the half, we said they needed to do it, Jordan, and they did it. The Beavers punch it in. They lead this one 14-7. You're watching ARC Football presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
35 seconds to go in the first half here from Beaver Stadium on the campus of American River College. Beavers lead this one 14-7. A 5-yard pass from Kenny Leith to Micaiah Stevenson. And now Andres Prieto is going to go out and do the kicking off. And Jordan, I don't think he wants a repeat of the last time he kicked off.
No, I don't think he does. I think he wants to just pin them deep. But I think you don't want a touchback here. I think you want to force Fresno City to return this and kill a little more time off that clock.
Well, but if you do the touchback, then you're going to start back. I mean, they're going to have one play, with 35 seconds to go. So I think the main thing is you don't want a penalty like you had last time, and then they compounded it with another penalty on the next play. That was critical to that touchdown drive. But here we sit, 14-7 Beavers, trying to go to 3-0 on the young season. Prieto puts that one right down the middle of the field. It's going to be caught at about right at the 1-yard line. Coming out to the right side. Good pressure by the Beavers special teams and dropped at about the 16-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there.
That was Michael Chavez on the tackle, bringing that pressure, getting down the field quick and helping pin the Rams deep. And I imagine if you're Fresno City, you're probably content with just taking a knee and running this into halftime, even with 2 timeouts left. I don't think you want to risk anything, especially with how it's gone throwing the ball today.
Yeah, what you're trying to do is either get a big kickoff return right there, or else get a big running play here. When you don't want to, I don't think you want to put the ball up in the air because there's a chance that will backfire on you. But if you get a run and you break a big run for 20 or 30 yards, then you rethink it. But we have single coverage out here to the left. Trujillo in the shotgun. He turns and he's going to hand that one off, trying to get some room and grabbed there. And we have a penalty coming from the backfield might be a face mask, Jordan.
Yeah, I think we are going to get a face mask. Looks like they got just a little bit of that as they're trying to wrestle him down. And this is a killer now if you're the Beavers because this is going to be 15 yards. And now 2 timeouts left,
Right.
and now you're getting closer to midfield. Now you probably can take a stab if you're Fresno City.
Yeah, that's what we said. They're going to try to run the ball, get a big play. They didn't get a big play, but they got a big penalty. And now with 24 seconds to go, and as you mentioned, a couple of timeouts in their pocket, Trujillo has first down and 10 from the 35. The freshman out of San Joaquin Memorial High School. He's going to turn around. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to pass it out to the flat. Good pursuit by the Beavers, and that's going to be dropped at about the 37 or 38. It looks like he might have got out of bounds there to stop the clock.
Did get out of bounds, and that's going to move the ball down the field.
But that's going to be the,
never mind.
excuse me, Jordan. I looked up and it said 0, 0, 0, and I said, well, I guess they didn't try to stop the clock as much as I thought, although all the Rams are still out there because it was 24 seconds to go and all after the penalty. So the clock doesn't start until the ball is snapped. And for 24 seconds to go on that play, it looks extremely odd. And the Beavers say, we don't care. We're going to go all the way into our inflatable helmet. And once you get inside your inflatable helmet, you can't be called back.
Those are the rules.
Yes.
But, Phantom,
Yes.
there's also an unwritten rule that says if they decide that time wasn't off, the broadcasters have to go play defense. So I hope you have your shoulder pads ready.
Good call, and that means it's halftime. And we will step away for a little halftime break. We'll be back about 5 minutes to go before the start of the second half with our halftime report. But right now the score as we go to halftime. American River 14, Fresno City 7. You're watching ARC Football, presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Welcome to the ARC Halftime Show, presented by Taylor Builders.
Welcome back to Beaver Stadium. Mark the Phantom Low, Jordan Georgeson here. We'll check in with Kenny Parker in just a second. Jordan, Beavers lead this one 14-7 and a really fun, really enjoyable first half. But I'm going to ask you, give me one impression that stuck out to you from both teams, AR and Fresno City.
Well, I'll start with Fresno City. What's impressed me is their running game in this one. They've really shown that they can pound the ball at American River and they can keep the Beavers guessing, and it's really been their bread and butter as they move the ball down the field. And I look to see that they're going to run the ball a lot more in this, and they have a solid little rotation of backs too that can catch and they can run, and it really is giving the Beaver defense headaches. But what's impressed me the most about the Beavers is their defense's ability to bend but not break. There have been plenty of times where Fresno City has had them backed up, and ARC has found a way to keep points off the board. They've found a way to keep them in situations where they kind of take the run option away from Fresno City, and I think that's not only been the most impressive thing about ARC to me, it's gonna, in my opinion, it's the key to winning this game is they have to find a way to keep doing that.
And AR now leading this one 14-7, and I think we're clear to go down to our sideline reporter. Kenny, you were talking with the Fresno City side in that second quarter. What'd you come up with?
Yeah, I was able to get Coach C's comments coming off the field, and he kind of reiterated exactly what you guys are keying on. They're having some success moving the football, but they really have to work on halftime, make some adjustments, and figure out how to finish off those drives. He also mentioned on defense, they have got to stop the run. He says the Beavers are running all over them. They've shown that they can do it, and they have to make some adjustments to stop that from happening.
Good stuff, Kenny. We'll let you talk to Coach O when they come out. We'll come back to you when we get started in the third quarter. We'll see what the Beaver coach has to say. And Jordan, as we have 4 minutes left to go here in the halftime break, we have Kenny Leith came out, and it seemed to us in that first half that he made a perfect touch pass to Jacobs for the wheel route. He threw a nice touchdown pass to Stevenson, and I don't want to quibble, but there were 4 or 5 passes that he and the receiver just weren't on the same page.
Yeah, it felt like there was some where maybe it was a little behind the receiver or just a little bit high. They were going through the hands, just seemed like the timing was off a little bit. I imagine they're probably meeting in this locker room right now working on that. But what I want to see is how Leith is going to come back. Beavers are going to get the ball to start the second half. You're coming down. You just marched the team down the field. You threw a touchdown your last time out on a good pass. How do you build off of that? If you're ARC, I think, I don't want to say it's must get points on this drive, but if you're Leith, I think you need to have a drive where you're at least kind of hitting your targets, moving the ball down the field, and finding a rhythm with this offense to really establish it for the rest of the game.
Well, quickly, we have about 35 seconds to go here in the halftime show, but you mentioned the running for the Rams. What about the Beavers' run game? It seemed like they were pretty much able to go where they wanted with that quartet of backs.
Yeah, I think the Beavers' run game's been very good in this one. The biggest hindering to the run game for the Beavers has been themselves because a lot of times these big runs are getting called back by penalties. But if they can clean it up, the run game is there. And if ARC can run the ball and throw it through the air, Fresno's going to have a tough time slowing them down the second half.
There's your ARC halftime show brought to you by Taylor Builders. We're back with just a couple of minutes with the second half. Our score, ARC 14, Fresno City 7. You're watching ARC football presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought. and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
Welcome back to Beaver Stadium. Mark the Phantom Low, Jordan Georgeson here. Kenny Parker roaming the side lines, and Stones McCoy, I'm going to call it behind the glass. I don't know if he really is, but anyway, he's controlling everything. 14-7, Beavers lead it. They will receive the kickoff. Robert Freeman going back as the lone back for the Beavers. They'll go from our left to our right here. They lead it 14-7. Johnny Enriquez doing the kicking duties for Fresno City College. The Rams come in here at 1-1. Beavers are 2-0. And we are just about to get ready here in the second half from Beaver Stadium. Enriquez hits it. That is a good-looking kick. It's going to take Freeman about 2 yards deep in the end zone, and he's going to sit in the end zone. You wonder, Jordan, if he got talked to the last time he brought one out, and they told him, no, if it goes more than a step in, you got to sit down.
I think he might have, and that was, although he did field that a little awkwardly, and I wonder if he kind of dropped to the knee because he couldn't get the plant that he wanted.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't think he was getting out to that touchback line if he takes that ball out.
First and 10 from the 25-yard line. Kenny Leith coming out. He has a touchdown pass in this one to Micaiah Stevenson in the first half. Joshua Moore with the 5-yard run, the other touchdown for the Beavers. Leith in the shotgun. Looks like Jacobs behind him. He turns around. He's going to hand that off on the right side, cutting it back to about the 28 to the 29-yard line, a gain of 3. And Jordan, let's go down to Kenny Parker, who just spent a couple minutes with Coach O. Kenny? I guess the minutes he spent with Coach O didn't go well, so he didn't want to talk about him. I always got along well with Coach O, Jordan. So second down, and looks like we got about 7 yards to go. Just a 3-yard gain for the Beavers. Leith is in the shotgun. He's got two backs, one to each side. One wide receiver spread out left, one to the short side on the right. He's going to look to that guy on the right. A quick pass, and it's a completion. Closed down and gets away from the first one. A nice play to get out to the 39-yard line for the Beavers.
That was Cameron Sampson on the reception. He was pursued immediately by Lance Cezanne, but Sampson ends up kind of shaking him off and turning that upfield for some positive yardage, and that's what you want if you're the Beavers. Move those chains right away to start this drive.
All right, we're going to try him one more time or else he's let go. Kenny Parker?
Sorry about those technical difficulties there, Phantom. I'm down here on the sideline. I did get to talk to Coach O as he came out at halftime. He spoke to the fact that they're very familiar with this opponent. They are moving the ball well, but it's because they got some missed assignments. They need to maintain leverage, get in the gaps, and do what they know that they've been coached to do. I asked him a little bit about number 16 and that touchdown. He said he's a serious threat in the red zone. They're going to continue to use the run to set up play action and get the ball to their playmakers in those situations.
Very well timed on that one, Kenny. Thank you. As Avante Jacobs with a big run right there. He's going to get out to about the 46-yard line. It looks like it'll set up a 2nd and 3, Jordan.
And it feels like that's been a focal point, is getting Jacobs to the outside on this. They're not really running him in between the tackles that much. They're trying to bounce him out, try to get him running, try to get him some space, and he's been doing a good job of that so far.
Interesting what Kenny said about Coach O talking about missed assignments on defense, and so there's some things that they want to clean up on both sides of the ball, but they do have a 14-7 lead, 13 minutes to go here in the third quarter 2nd and 3 at the 46. Leith has Freeman going in motion from his right to his left. He's going to look that way. Now he's looking down the middle of the field. He's got a guy open, but it's going to be overthrown. Looks like the tight end was on the receiving end, but they're just a little bit too high. It'll bring around a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I was looking for Seth Bozzi on that one, but just a little bit too much. Good coverage downfield there by Fresno City, but I like the aggression in that position. You know, you're still going to be looking at 3rd and pretty short, so I like taking the stab downfield there.
Yeah, good call. We've seen a couple down the, it seems like that. Usually it's been the wide receivers. That time it was Bozzi going down there, so that sets up a 3rd and 3. My bad on that. Turn around and handoff right up the middle. Gets up to the 49, the 50-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for the Beavers.
And that's Joshua Moore on that, and it feels like this Beaver backfield is just, when in doubt, they're going to get you 4 yards somehow. So that's got to feel good when you get in those 2nd and 3 positions that you can make those stabs downfield.
Yeah, and Jordan, you mentioned you played defense, playing a little football. How hard is it when every back you're trying to tackle has got fresh legs because they're not in there for too long, and they're all making that extra yard or two?
It's incredibly frustrating, especially when the linebackers and DBs aren't necessarily rotating out, so you're getting the fatigue on the defensive side that you don't see on offense.
All right, first down, 49-yard line of Fresno City. Beavers in the shotgun with Leith. He's got, looks like, Moore next to him on the left side. Josh Wood out of Delaware High School. Kenny Leith from Rockland. He's going to hand that off. He's going to hold on to that one, and he goes down at about the 45 or 46-yard line. So doing the bootleg, we saw him scoring a bootleg last week, Jordan. That was not quite as open.
No, not quite as open, but still looks like a 3-4 yard gain. Sets him up pretty well. Good job by Leith to just get down. Don't take an unnecessary hit and set yourself up for a good position to keep moving the ball.
Kind of got penalized there because he's at 6'3". He started his slide a little bit earlier, so he is at actually the 47-yard line, so a gain of 2. Make that 2nd and 8 for the Beavers. Single back behind Leith. He's got wide receivers to both sides split out. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand that ball off. Coming around the right side. Cut back at the 45. Nice tackle. Will knock down the running back at about the 42-yard line. Set up a 3rd down and a manageable 2 for the Beavers.
Yeah, and Moore kind of goes flying through the air a little bit as he sheds off one tackle and gets those extra yards. And again, now you're setting yourself up with a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 position when your running backs are average 3-4 yards a carry. You got to feel good about that if you're the Beavers.
And I don't think we mentioned enough Ryan Cheeseman and his mates there on the offensive line opening holes for these running backs, but they're doing it again this week. So 3rd down, 2 to go, ball in the 42. They have to get just inside the 40-yard line for a first down. Leith in the shotgun. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand that one right off and getting down to the 40 and maybe getting across the 40-yard line. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be marked on the 40. I thought he got a little bit past that, Jordan, but it looks like he might be a little short.
Yeah, a little bit of a generous spot here for the Rams, but that was good defense there by Washington to just meet him right away. And if you're AR, again, this is a situation where I think you go for it because, why not with the way you've been moving the ball? I don't think this is too steep of a task for this offense.
Well, the way they marked that one, I think you have to get 4 yards past the first down in order to ensure that they don't bring it back 3, because that one I thought he was down inside the 40 and it's outside the 40 when it's finally put down. But they have to go, I would say, less than a yard here on 4th down. And last time they did this, it was a Kenny Leith quarterback sneak. Let's see what it is this time. He's going to turn around and hand it off. And thought he broke the plane of the 40. I don't know where it's going to be spotted by the linesman. It's going to be tough because coming in from the other side, it doesn't look like he got it. But from this side, it looked like he did. Fresno City is convinced he did not get it, but it is signaled a first down by the linesman. And they're going to call a timeout, I think. Let's see if we're going to get a measurement. Again, I don't know where the ball's being spotted, Jordan. It seemed like both times the ball was brought back a little bit too close to the American River College side.
Yeah, and I still think when we measure this one, I feel like the nose of that football is going to still be just past. But, Phantom, I want to bring up the idea that I've had is when both sides are pointing that the ball is theirs in a situation like this, I think you need to make both, like, let's say starting center and middle linebacker, rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins gets first down.
I would say that what I would do is the side that it turns out to be wrong gets some sort of penalty. So
I like that, too.
Here we go. Let's see. We're going to get a good camera work here by Stones Radio Networks. And now they're still going both ways. It looks like it's going to be first down for the Beavers.
That might have been
I have never seen a measurement that close that after it's measured and they're done measuring, still both teams think it's theirs.
I mean, that's a brand new one. I love that. If there's the photographers down there, someone had to get a shot of that, right? Everyone pointing both ways. I love that. That is,
like I said, Jordan, I thought that the ball was spotted advantageous to the Rams twice in a row anyway. But it's a first down just inside the 40-yard line for the Beavers. Kenny Leith in the shotgun. 9:45 to go, third quarter. Freeman is in motion going out way to the left side, two split wide to the left now, nobody out to the right. It's going to be a handoff straight up the middle. A nice move by, looks like Jacobs. He's going to get himself down to the 36 on just a nice little jitterbug move there to the 39.
And it looks like that Fresno City defense is wising up a little bit. They're bringing these DBs in when Jacobs is in to try to take away that outside edge, but that's where you got to be careful, because if you're cheating in like that, it's going to open up some of these receivers on the outside, and Leith has the arm to hit him.
And we talked about that when Fresno City has the ball, how they were using that pass to set up their run, and Beavers doing the same. And it's going to be a second down and about 6. Jacobs, the running back out of Oak Ridge High School. Strong side, left side is the formation for the Beavers. Turn around, there's a handoff. It's going to be to Jacobs. He's behind that line, but well closed down by the Rams. Might have got inside the 35, but just barely. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
And I believe that was number 92 for Fresno getting that tackle. Looks like Alex Aldana out of Mendota High School. 6'1", 270-pound freshman defensive end.
So 3rd down and 5. 8:30 to go in this third quarter. Beavers leading it by 7. They've had the ball, got the ball to start this half.
This is one of the situations, if you're the Beavers now, 3rd down, you've done well converting so far. You got to convert here.
Trips to the right for Kenny Leith. Running back to his left is Jacobs, I believe. Kenny's going to look right. He's going to hit a slant route, and it looks like it would be enough for a first down if it's a completion. It is a completion right on the first down marker, and that will be a first down for the Beavers.
That was Zoltan Holme out of Fairbanks, Alaska. 6'3", 230-pound sophomore tight end for the Beavers. And finally, Leith has that connection with his tight ends that's been missing in that first half.
Yeah, 4th reception of the season for Holme. He was 3 for 38 coming in. That's a big, with the tight end, it's not always yardage though, Jordan. It's how many first downs do you get on your catches, and Zoltan got one there. So first down just inside the 30-yard line. 7:35 to go, third quarter. See if the Beavers try to start off with the run, which is what they've done the last couple of times. Turn around, handoff. It's Jacobs trying the left side. He cuts back in. Well defended by the Rams, and he's not going to get inside the 30. An excellent play by the Rams. He'll set up a 2nd and 10.
That was Mateo Reyes laying the wood there, coming up and really slowing down Jacobs. It feels like the Rams have kind of slowed him down the last couple times he's carried the ball, and looks like Moore's coming back in, so maybe a change of pace now for the Beavers.
Right. Well, it seems like the Rams have done a great job with penetration on the defensive line there, and as you mentioned, they changed their look when Jacobs was the running back, and now with Joshua Moore, let's see if that changes everything. We'll call it a 2nd and just a little over 10. How about 11? On the 30-yard line of the Rams. Beavers going from our left to our right. Leith is coming back to pass. He's under pressure, but he's got to open the flat. He's got to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, down to the 15, tries to hurdle him, loses the ball, and it's covered by, it looks like the Rams have covered it.
And a disaster for the Beavers. Moore's trying to make a play and ends up losing it. Trey Carr's the one that falls on that ball, freshman out of Clovis West High School. And again, another situation, if you're the Beavers, you're in scoring position, you end up empty-handed.
Yeah, tremendous looking play, too, because the ball went out to the flats. Nobody out there, just trying to get that extra yard. Kind of like when we had the penalty earlier, just trying to make that extra block, just trying to get the extra yard. And once he went airborne, to give credit to the Rams, they knocked it loose and covered it. It was rolling around. They do have the ball at the 9-yard line, so the Beavers have to look at this defensively-wise as an opportunity to go ahead and pin them down here with 6:33 to go in this third quarter. Trujillo comes out, the freshman out of San Joaquin Memorial High School. 4 touchdowns through the air. Got his 5th today. He has that one. He's going to go ahead and throw from the 5-yard line. He's got a guy in the flat. It's caught, and it's going to be a first down for the Rams on the 22-yard line.
Looks like that's Veltre Jefferson, who's listed actually as a linebacker on the roster. 6'4", 250-pound freshman out of Edison High School.
Wow. So it's a first down as Trujillo coolly delivers that one from inside his 5-yard line. 1st and 10. Ball marked at the 22-yard line. Trujillo again showing pass. He's back. He's looking. He's getting dancing away. He throws it down the sideline. It's complete at about the 42-yard line for another Rams first down.
It looks like we do have a flag down there.
Oftentimes when you've got a guy scrambling, you get a lineman who reaches out and holds, and so that's what it's going to be. So a big play negated, a 20-yard gain negated, Jordan. And you and I were talking about at halftime off the air. A lot of times these games seem to be decided by penalties. And in that case, I think the fact that your quarterback Trujillo was a little bit mobile might have got him in trouble.
Yeah, and in my opinion, too, it goes down as a 10-yard penalty officially, but that's a 30-yard penalty because you lost 10 yards now on a play that you gained 20. And that's tough, but I will say Trujillo's looked comfortable throwing the ball in the second half.
Yeah, he has, and he's got the ball at the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 20. Empty backfield. Now we've got motion, and there's going to be a handoff. Pursuit by the Beavers are going to stack that one up. It might be a gain of about 2, but a good defensive play by the Beavers as they had a half a dozen guys in on that tackle.
And Shamonte Brown ends up the guy that's going to be credited for it. But, yeah, the Beavers pursued well on that one and felt like they really read that jet sweep right away.
Absolutely. They were, like I say, empty backfield, and they've had a guy in motion, and they keyed on the guy in motion, and the handoff, good pursuit by the Beavers. So it's still 2nd and 20. They're going to get no gain on that play. Ball still on the 12-yard line. 3 out to the right for Trujillo. He's got 1 to the short side, the left. He's got a running back to his left. Beavers showing some pressure up the middle. Now they back off. Trujillo is back to pass. He's looking to the right side. He's got a guy open short, and he gets away from the first tackler, cuts it back inside, gets away from another one, gets almost back up to the original line of scrimmage. So Jordan looking at maybe a 3rd down and 11 here.
Yeah, and that's A on there. And, we'll see how Fresno City handles this one because they've thrown the ball a lot more effectively here, and how are the Beavers going to respond to that? What defense do you throw at them to maybe slow this down? Yeah,
it looks like it is a 3rd and about 11 or 12. And, again, that was a situation where you figure the Beavers played a little soft on the coverage on that one at 2nd and 20. So here we go with 3rd down and 12 yards to go. We are, again, double out to the left side, 1 wide to the right, 1 in the slot. Running back behind Trujillo, the freshman, in the shotgun. Pressure shown up the middle, and I think pressure's coming, and it's going to cause him to throw it. He does out in the middle, and it's complete, just short of a first down at about the 31 or 32-yard line. So decision time maybe here for the Rams, Jordan.
Yeah, good job there by Jared Quinga, really closing that gap, cutting him down. And if you're Fresno, the way you're moving the ball on this drive, I think it might be worth it to try to go for it here. Even try to just get him to jump, especially the way you run the ball.
Yeah, 31-yard line is going to be probably an honest 2 yards to go for the first down, and they look like they are going to go for it as Trujillo has 2 out to the left. He's got 1 out to the right. He's got the single running back. The Beavers spread thin here as they've got to hold him. See if they can stay on sides for the first thing, and it's going to be a handoff right up the middle, and he's going to get the first down out over the 35 to about the 36 or 37-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Ali. Just dive forward, make sure you get that first down yardage. Don't really leave them hitting that hole high and letting ARC stand you up.
And that's a situation where you just look at your big guys up front and go, I'm just going to put this on your back. And Ali, he had found himself the hole, but it gives the credit to the offensive line of the Rams who got into the backfield of the Beavers. So first down, it's at the 36. 1st and 10, 2:45 to go third quarter, and we're going to have whistles and whistles and more whistles, which is usually not good if you're on offense with the whistles and whistles. And we're going to have a false start on the Rams offensive line. So it'll be a 1st and 15 now for Fresno City.
And that one hurts. You can't put yourself behind the sticks to start a drive, especially when you finally start moving the ball.
Yeah, you've got a couple of patterns that have worked well for you, and the Trujillo's delivered the ball well. Beavers, for the most part, have brought the receiver down at the point of contact, but were a couple of broken tackles in the drive so far. 2:30 to go here, third quarter. Beavers still lead it by 7. Trujillo in the shotgun, showing pressure, now backing off are the Beavers. Good protection. He rolls to his right. He is under pressure. He throws it down the sidelines, and it looks like the Beavers almost came up with it and did not, so it'll be incomplete and set up a third down.
That was Ken Tilford, of course, the team's leader in almost
interceptions. Yeah, and or brought back for touchdowns when it was an interception.
Yeah,
so I guess that's an almost interception.
So, he might be leading the nation in that category.
Might be leading the nation. I mentioned that to Coach O and told him that was our unofficial designation. He had a chuckle out of that, so I think he liked that. And it sets up a big play here, 2nd and 15.
I think if you're Fresno City, you don't need all these yards back right now, but you need at least 6, 7, something to put you in decent position.
Yeah, it looked like Trujillo was trying to strike for big yardage on first down. Let's see if he changes his focus on second. He's got 2 left and 2 right and 1 with him. He's going to go back. He's going to look down the middle of the crossing route. He's got the receiver open at the 35 out to the 36 and got maybe over the 40-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. Going to leave about a 3rd down and 7, Jordan, which is exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, that was a huge one. If you're AR, again, like you said, a little bit of soft coverage. Just make sure you don't get to that first down marker. And now if you're Fresno, you got to keep the chains moving here.
Exactly. You got on the 40-yard line, you've got to get to the 47, so let's make that 46. So a 3rd and 6, another big play on this drive as the third quarter seems to have gone by quite quickly as we have 2:10 as the receiver went out of bounds to stop the clock there. Beaver setting in for a 3rd down and 6, 3 to the right, and here comes Trujillo, and he's going to have pressure on the right side. He's got a guy open at the midfield. Completion comes back across field, cutting the grain to the 40. So pressure by the Beavers, Jordan, but not in time, and a big completion for Alec Trujillo.
Yeah, big reception, too, there by Garrison, who showed kind of his quick, shifty moves and able to turn that into a few more yards. And now if you're the Beavers, I know we said 3rd downs are so huge on offense. Defense, they've been biting you a little bit, too. You got to find a way to get off the field here. This defense is tired. It's hot out there, and they've been out there for a while.
Gain of 20 there on the pass to Garrison, who was the leading receiver with 12 receptions coming in. He's out of Coronado, Nevada. So first down, and there's a pitch to the left side to the running back. He's got a little bit of room, but cut down, and he breaks a tackle and gets down to about the 32 or 33-yard line, a gain of 7, 2nd and 3 coming up.
That was Michael Runnels on that 5'8", 175-pound freshman from Buchanan. Looked like he wasn't really looking for the toss at first, and it felt like that, you kind of clench a little bit like that's going to be a disaster, but he finds it, ends up turning it into a positive gain.
And give him credit, a new look on offense, really bad, deep into the third quarter. That was a play we hadn't seen before, and he had a little bit of room out to the left side, picked up a nice gain of 7. Sets up 2nd and 3 here with a minute to go in the quarter. They turn around and hand straight up the middle, but that's well defended by the Beavers, and they're going to drop him back for maybe a yard loss and set up a 3rd down at the 35.
It looks like that was Malachi Red that provided the initial pressure, and Garrett Risley that ended up making the tackle on that. He's celebrating a little bit, and a little bit of a broken play there, but if you're Fresno City, it didn't bite you too hard, and you still have a manageable situation on 3rd.
Yeah, then a guy in motion, they faked it to him. Remember, they handed to the guy in motion a little bit earlier, and they tried to do a handoff off of that, but it's well defended. But Jordan, again, you'd think that with the 3rd and 5 here on the Beaver 35, this is 4-down territory for Fresno City as Trujillo in the shotgun again. To the right, to the short side, the left, and a running back next to him. He's going to go straight back. He's going to look to the right side. He's going to throw it down the seam, and he's going to be intercepted by the Beavers at the 10. Comes back to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Still going at the 50. He's got a entourage on the left side, and he's tripped up finally at the 32-yard line. And let's make sure there's no flags, and there are no flags. Jordan, a huge play for the Beavers.
Slade Wilson maybe making the play of the game so far for ARC. I think they're feeling a little down on themselves after the fumble from Moore. They need a pick-me-up, and Wilson provides it. Not only that, the big return flips field position. It almost feels like no harm, no foul from the previous turnover.
Yeah, I think we've got about a 70-yard return there as he got the ball about the 10 and brought it back. I'm waiting to see where they officially mark it. And it looks like about the 32-yard line. So that would be about a 58-yard return by Wilson. And what a play, just what the doctor ordered, Jordan, if you're American River College. And here's Kenny Lethan. Let's see if they try to capitalize on a quick strike here on first down.
Feels like a huge play by Josiah Aon, too, to chase him down and save that from being a pick six.
Absolutely. Didn't give up on the play. 1st and 10. From the 31, 32, it's going to be a fake handoff, and Leith has it. He's got a guy breaking into the corner, and we were It was Freeman going out there, and good defense, really. They were kind of holding on to each other, Jordan. I think it was right. There was a no call on that one. Will bring up second down.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate no call on that. Don't penalize a defender for playing defense the same way the guy's going up against you. And I like ARC's aggressiveness right there, taking the stab. You have the momentum. You just flip the field. Why not take a shot at the end zone?
Absolutely. You'd think that the way they run those routes, they get a little more separation, but that was well defended by the Rams defensive backs. And so with 10 seconds to go in this third quarter, as we catch our breath after the interception and return, it's second down and 10 yards to go for the Beavers. Leith in the shotgun, got one to his left. I believe that's Jacobs. He's got two wide receivers to the right. He's going to get a quick hit out here to number 7, but well defended. He gets away from the first guy. Well defended again by the Rams. He gets down to about the 27-yard line, but that was a quick shot out there for the Beavers, and they gain him about 3 or 4.
Yeah, good job by Thorne Charles right there, just fighting to get some of those extra yards and, not going down at that line of scrimmage. And, again, we keep saying these third and medium situations. And
right.
It's a testament to how hard these guys are running the ball.
Good play by the Beavers. That is the end of the third quarter. 15 minutes to go here from Beaver Stadium. Our score, American River College 14, Fresno City 7. You're watching ARC Football presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Back out here at Beaver Stadium, just about to start the fourth quarter. No better way to start the fourth quarter than talk to the birthday boy, Kenny Parker. What do you got for us, sideline reporter?
Yeah, it was just really impressive after that last turnover by the offenses, players coming off the field. Entire team basically encircled him, telling him it was okay. Defense telling him, we got your back, we'll get it back. Offense went to their spot. Coach O immediately in their face, flush it out. That was a hell of a drive before the mistake. We just keep doing those things and doing our assignments, and we're winning this game.
Great job, Kenny. Happy birthday, my friend. Well done. And it is starting the fourth quarter here. Beavers third down on the 28-yard line. Let's call it 3rd and 6 for the Beavers. Leith in the shotgun. Motion from right to left in the formation. Kenny's going to turn. He's going to hand it off on the run up the middle, and there goes the pile all the way down. And Jordan, I think they got it on the straight-ahead run.
Yeah, Casey Riley coming in the power back on 3rd and medium. Maybe something you didn't quite expect. Looks like it's going to be close, but I think
Stones McCoy says it's a first down, but let's see. Let's see. They're going to move. Now, I was going to ask you with Riley. Now, Jerome Bettis is the bus. Can Casey Riley be the minibus?
I like that. I think
the
so?
Minibus I think the minibus is a good one. I mean, maybe it's a throwback to the 60s, but we've got a first down here as Stones is gesticulating frantically, desperate to get a microphone, but I'm not giving him one. First down for the Beavers on an excellent play by the offensive line. Again, Jordan, clear the way for that first down run. Ball marked at about the 21-yard line. Taking all the time he can, and then taking a little bit too much time. And you don't want to do that, as we said, Jordan. You don't want to start off. We're going to get a timeout here, a quick timeout here. So we are 14-16 left in this ball game. Beavers have the ball. First down on the 21. We will take a break. It is American River 14, Fresno City 7. You're watching ARC Football presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
14-16 to go in this one. Beavers with the 14-7 lead. And Jordan, we've said it a couple of times. There's way too much action in this game for it to be 14-7.
Yeah, this is probably the lowest scoring, most exciting game I've seen in a long time. It feels like this could be a 28-21 game right now, but both defenses doing their job when it counts.
Yeah, both teams, huge offensive drive stopped by turnovers, a fumble by the Beavers, interception against the Rams. So here we go, first down at the 21. Single back behind Kenny Leith. He's got Charles in motion, coming in tight to the formation on the left side. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand that ball off to Riley up the middle. He's going to pick and choose his way to get to about the 18 or 19-yard line, Jordan.
Yeah, and I think right now the big thing, if you're the Beavers, you're in scoring range. I think you want to just protect the ball. You can get it. You can settle for 3 here. The biggest thing is the amount of time you take off the clock before you score.
Perfect for short trips, the minibus. That's what I say. That's where I go. That's what's happening here. Second down. Yeah, you want to get, like I say, you want to get points of some sort for sure, and you want to take as much time off the clock before you get those points if you're the Beavers and Coach O, trying to go to 3-0 on the season. So Leith in the shotgun. He's going to turn. He's going to hand it off again. And going right back up the middle is Riley. The minibus is going to get to about the 16 until it takes, I'm going to say, 2/3 of the Rams team to bring him down.
Yeah, it's a lot to bring down Casey Riley. It's not an easy task. And, you know, this feels like one of those situations where they have a lot of speed on the outside. You can't help but wonder if they're maybe trying to get Fresno to cheat on something with Riley in there.
Yeah.
Another thing to note, too, is we've seen Riley catch a few passes out of the backfield.
Absolutely.
And line up as a tight end, so he's a receiving threat himself.
And you've got Stevenson back in the game now, too. And, of course, they're going to remember the fade pass that he caught for the touchdown. And so that's going to take some attention. He's a one-on-one over here on the left side. So third down, 6 yards to go. And now a 2 on the left side is Leith back. He's looking left. He's going to put it into the corner of the end zone. Stevenson is open. Touchdown. ARC strikes for 6, and that will make it 20-7.
That was a great play call there. It looked like they brought Freeman in motion, and that bumped out the corner that was on Stevenson, making Trey Carr have to get him, and it left Stevenson the ability to run a very crisp route and create separation and make it an easy 6 for him.
Yeah, we've talked about it before, Jordan. 6'4", 180 pounds, and he's got basically that whole side to himself. That's a real tough cover for anybody, much less a guy about 5'10". So here's Logan McCreary. He will go for the extra point to try to make it 21-7. And we've got motion on the defensive line. McCreary kicks it through perfectly. And there might have been a penalty, but if there is, I think it will be declined by the Beavers. And it is, and the kick is in, and it is good. So the Beavers, with 12:38 to go, punch one through after the big turnover, the big interception return. And with 12:38 to go, they lead this one. Beavers 21, Rams 7. You're watching ARC Football, presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
21-7, 12:38 to go in this one. Andres Prieto will be doing the kickoffs as Logan McCreary put through his third straight extra point. He's now got 10 in the past 2 games. And here's Prieto from the 35. That one's a line drive on the ground. It's going to be fielded. Now it goes through the legs of the Rams receiver and into the through the end zone for the touchback. So kind of different look from Andres Prieto, but it was just as effective.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward bounce there. And, you know, that's one of those ones that gets the whole crowd on both sides gasping because you see the ball bounce in a weird way, and on a kickoff, you're starting to think those guys are flying down the field. Maybe something weird's going to happen here.
Well, I mean, if that kicks up a little bit and hits that the returner, that's a really tough pickup. So that would have been a trouble for the Rams. But they have the ball, 1st and 10 on the 25. Alec Trujillo is their quarterback. He is a freshman out of San Joaquin Memorial. He's got 3 wide receivers out the right, and now he's got a little bit of a time crunch because 12 minutes is a long time, but he is down by 2 scores. The big interception by Wilson stopped the first drive, and there's a handoff going to the left side is Gain Smith. He is hit and going to be dropped at about the 30-yard line, so a nice gain on first down, 5 yards.
Yeah, it feels like Gain Smith is a name we haven't really called that much here in this second half, so refreshing if you're a Fresno fan to see him get the ball a little bit more, and you got to wonder if he's going to be more of a focal point on this drive.
Yeah, we were both impressed by the running game of the Rams in the first half with Asuega and Gain Smith, and Ali as well. So second down. Call it 5 yards to go, just over the 30-yard line. They have to get to the 35. We're under 12 minutes to go in this one. Beavers trying to go to 3-0. Rams came in at 1-1. There's a low snap picked up by Trujillo. He's got a guy open, but good closure by the defense. I believe they're going to give him enough for a first down.
Yeah, and that was good closure by Desmond Hatfield. Rushed in. He really just got in there and made sure to limit that damage. There was a lot of room to move for the receiver on that play. So good job by him to make sure that didn't turn into a big play.
Yeah, they've had a couple where they have some good yards after catch for the Rams, and so a nice play by the Beavers on that one. First down at the 35-yard line. Trujillo has trips out to the right. He's also got one split out to the left. The Beavers defensively in the middle of the field trying to figure their assignments out. Back to pass looking right, and now he's going to dodge the ongoing lineman. Good play by the Beavers. That one's thrown away, but there was a receiver in the area, so it will be just a incomplete pass and bring up 2nd and 10.
That was Cole Gustafson providing the pressure there. Now, Phantom, we got to ask, who's the best athlete in the Gustafson family? Because his older brother plays minor league baseball. Another older brother played college basketball. Now he's out here at ARC football.
I say that if we can call Cole's name for 3 or 4 tackles a game or pressures, I think we make it Cole. We have that right.
I think that's fair.
That works for me. A play like that's going to put him right at the top of the family rankings. 11-17 to go in this one. Second down and 10 yards to go. And it's a fake handoff, a quick hitter that time. And that one, another well-done job by the Beavers on the left side. Jordan got away from the first guy, but the second guy came in a gain of 2 or 3.
Yeah, decent little block there by, looks like Gavin Nelson to turn that into a positive gain, because it looked like it was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage or behind, but that block was just enough to get a positive gain out of that play.
And if you're the Beavers, Jordan, I mean, you like it when they throw the real quick passes because your pursuit has been very good all game long. You don't want them to try to go deep and maybe get a crossing route or something and really sting you. So here we go, third down. 8 yards to go. We're sitting at right about the 37-yard line. Trujillo in the shotgun, and now we've got some whistles, and we might get a timeout. Yes, we will. It'll be a timeout attributed to the Beavers. So 10:34 to go in this one. Our score, American River College 21, Fresno City College 7. You're watching ARC football presented by the Stones Radio Networks. .34 to go in this one, 21-7 Beavers. Third down and 8 yards to go on the 37 of the Rams. Beavers calling the timeout to get ready for this next play, the big third down here. Trujillo's got a guy in motion from the right to the left, now setting out wide left. He is to the right, and they're going to try to run the cross, and he's got time, and he's going to throw it on an out pattern down here, and it's caught, I believe, at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, good job by Trujillo there to stand in under pressure. Looks like that was Josiah Ayen that came down with that, and a huge conversion right now if you're the Rams.
A 30-yard gain, and it was a case of a crossing route, and then he came back out to the sideline on that one. It was well thrown by Trujillo right where it needed to be, and a good catch going to the ground by Ayen, who's been impressive today. So first down. As we go down to 10 minutes in this one, first down on the 32-yard line for the Rams, who trail by 14. They're going to look left with Trujillo. He's got a guy open, and a nice catch out there. Pursuit by the Beavers, but it's a gain of about 7 yards.
And more importantly, I think it's Tabari Rollins getting out of bounds on that play, stopping the clock. Especially, I know you have 3 timeouts left, but it looks like it's not going to stop the clock, but still, time is of the essence right now.
Absolutely. And now when you're kind of clicking, and you were clicking before and you had the big interception, now you're coming back and you're doing the same thing. You got the big pass play to Aon, so you want to keep things going momentum-wise. 9.5 to go in this one. Second down, 3 yards to go. He's going to hand that one off, stacked up at the line of scrimmage and cutting it back now, and he gets away from another. And the Beavers, what pursuit by the Beavers, and eventually will bring him down at the 30-yard line.
It looked like that was number 3, Ken Tilford, that held him up long enough for Michael Chavez and Josh Tremaine to make the big play there. And that felt like the longest short gain of all time, possibly.
Well, it looked like the best run of a guy who lost yardage that I've ever seen, because he broke away from the pack and then he broke away from another guy and almost from another guy. But, again, we talk about the Beavers' pursuit. So it brings up 3rd down and 7 now on the 29-yard line. A quick pass to the left side, and it's knocked down by the Beavers. A tremendous play by ARC to bring up 4th down.
That looked like Diallo Washington got off his block there, and he just looked face-to-face with the quarterback. I think they locked eyes as he threw that ball.
Just like the one Geno Smith last weekend when he saw Aaron Donald come in and goes, oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened there. So 4th down, 7 to go on the 29. And I would think that the Rams are definitely going to go for it here on 4th down.
I think at this point, everything's 4-down territory.
Absolutely well put, Jordan Georgeson of Go Country Media. You can read him in the Lincoln News Messenger, the Auburn Journal, and others. So 4th down. They've got to get to the 22, and there's time to throw. He's got a guy over the middle breaking loose. It's going to be over his head too far, and the Beavers have held. Let's see if there's any penalties. Don't see any. They've held on 4th down as they try to pass down the middle, Jordan. Kind of a risky play there.
Yeah, it seems like an interesting play call. I feel like I would have gone for the yards rather than for the end zone, especially. I know you need the points, but, at the end of the day, you're not going to get any points if you're taking a shot at the end zone and overthrowing.
Well, give credit to the Beavers defensive backs. We talked about them last week. We could talk about them again because they were right on the receiver in that situation. So brings up a 1st down as the Beavers defense has held. They will take over at the 29-yard line with 8.5 minutes to go in this one. Single running back behind Kenny Leith. He split one wide to the right. Everybody else tight in the formation. He's going to turn around. He's going to fake the handoff and roll around. He's got a guy open, but it's a little bit too far on the throw. I believe that's Seth Bossy, the tight end who was coming out. He was open, but the throw a little bit too far.
Yeah, it looked like Bossy tried to wrangle that in with one hand. I don't know if he could only get one hand on the ball, but, again, just shows that a little bit of a miscommunication, some of those mental errors. And interesting play call by the Beavers right here. 2-score lead, 8.5 minutes left. Your defense has played well. I don't get why you're putting the ball in the air.
Well, I mean, and the other half, though, is if you're the coach, you go, well, if you executed the play that I called, it would have been perfect because Bossy was open. And it is now 2nd down and 10 yards to go, 8:31 to go in this one. Robert Freeman out to the left side. He comes in tight to the formation. He's going to turn around and hand that one off. There's a hole in there, and all the way out to the 35-yard line go the Beavers. So a hole that I didn't see where it came from, but a nice gain of about 6 yards for ARC.
Yeah, and Moore now getting the carry on that, and more importantly, that clock is ticking. And if you can find a way to move the chains here, that's going to buy you an extra 2 minutes off that clock most likely.
Yeah, I don't have to get 5, just 4 on this one, so it's 3rd and 4. We're coming down to 8 minutes to go in this one. Let's see, the Beavers threw it on 1st down. They ran it on 2nd, and it looks like they might have had a guy offsides for the Rams, and the flag goes down. They're going to go deep down the left sideline to Freeman. He fights off the defensive back. It's out of play. I think Kenny Leith was counting, Jordan, that he got himself a free 1st down there.
Yeah, I like the stab at the field when you know you have the free play, and good job. Beavers are going to get a free 1st down here, it looks like.
Let's see. Yes, so we do have the signal. That was offside defense. That is going to bring us out to the 40-yard line, which is going to be a 1st down. And as you've said many times, Jordan, that's going to just wind that clock and get it going. And you prolonged it. You got the 1st down through other means, but you still prolong the drive.
And that penalty is a killer for the Rams because you need to essentially play perfect football on both sides of the ball from here on out if you want a chance to stay in this game.
And I have a hard time thinking that was the play call for 3rd and 4. It was a long pass to Robert Freeman down the left side. I think that was like an improvise once the play broke down. So Joshua Moore is the running back behind Kenny Leith. He's got Riley in the game as well, tight on the right side of the formation. turn around. He's going to hand that ball to Moore. He looks for open. He's got one. He's going to get out to the 45. But you chew up chunks of 5 yards, and that's what you get with Joshua 5 yards at a time more.
Yeah, you chew up chunks of 5 yards in this one too. And if you're the Rams, you might not get the ball back if you're not finding a way to. They need to get a big stop here, and I'm meaning a stop in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage. Something to put the Beavers behind the 8 ball a little bit here.
Well, we talk about it all the time. Joshua Moore in the situation, the Rams knew they were running the ball. He still had a big hole, and so give credit to the offensive line, Ryan Cheeseman and the guys up front for opening up that hole. So we've got the ball square on the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 5 as we run down close to 7 minutes to go in this game, 7-10 and counting. 2 backs on either side of Kenny Leith this time. He's got a single wide receiver. They're going to hand it off again. I think that's Trey Hendrick, and he's going to get a first down and into territory of the Rams and down inside the 45-yard line. Another excellent run by the Beavers.
Yeah, Hendrick keeping those legs moving, get that first down. Then I like Casey Riley coming in after, just pushing that pile forward an extra foot or two just to make sure. A little bit of good measure there by him.
Yes, and another time we've got the Fab Four, all of them making contributions, Jordan. It's hard to keep 4 kids of that age happy. Let me just say that. And in this case, that you make them happy by giving them the ball with fresh legs, and they are making it pay off for Coach O and the Beavers. As we're getting down 6.5 minutes to go now, and a first down, the ball on the 45-yard line. Riley's in the game in tight formation to the left. They're just going to hand that one and get another nice hole, getting all the way down inside the 40. Still going is Hendrick. He's going to get down close to the 35, a 9-yard gain for the Beavers, set up a 2nd and 1.
And that's where those fresh legs really pay off. He's keeping them moving, and that Fresno defense is very, very, very tired right now.
Yeah, and we mentioned it a couple of times, but I don't think we mentioned it enough. If we're going to have an injured player, we'll have a timeout for an injured player. We'll keep it here. The offensive line for the Beavers, and it seems like they've got stronger as the game's got longer, and they're just opening holes in situations where the Rams know they have to run the ball.
Yeah, this is one of those games where, still a UFC reference, you're kind of, in a way, pounding your opponent into submission right now and just imposing your will on this game and putting the exclamation point and the final stamp on it.
I think when the Rams, obviously this game is far from over, 6 minutes to go, but I think Kenny Parker brought it up. He talked to the coach at halftime. They had things going, but they couldn't finish things, and they had them going. And obviously, the interception was the big one, but they had a couple more drives in the first half they weren't able to finish out, and they're going to look back at those. And I think, like we said, they should have had more points in this one.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be one of those games where even depending what the final score is, it could be a comfortable win, but it's not necessarily going to feel like a comfortable win because of the points you left off the board.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not going to be a comfortable win, assuming for the Beavers to get it, because there were things that, and we heard Kenny reporting about missed assignments and everything for the Beavers.
Looks like that's Quentin Johnson that's down on the field.
He's jumping up again as soon as got a little bit of attention from the training staff for the Rams. And whatever they're doing it right, because he is walking off the field. A little gingerly and working that right shoulder a little bit, but he is moving off the field, and we'll be back. It'll be 6 minutes and 2 seconds to go. I think it's a 2nd and 1 situation after the Hendrick 9-yard run. And again, you're going to look at each individual back for the Beavers, Jordan, and go, well, he had 32 yards, he had 34 yards, but you put them together because it's really just one guy. It's almost the Fab Four is one guy.
It is. The Fab Four is more. It's a belief.
It's a spiritual thing. The Fab Four. That's right. They got to get T-shirts made. That's all. Maybe walking across, College Oak Drive, like Abbey Road or something. I don't know. I'm just an idea, man. That's what I do. So we're ready to go here. 2nd and 1. Beavers again. We'll wait for the Clark to do their work for them.
Now, do you think they're going over the play call the whole time this whole? Do you think this is a Bull Durham mound visit type of situation?
They're talking about Chick-fil-A or something, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they're talking about Super Taco or Grateful Bread. Maybe fine establishments like that. Or maybe they want to go to Taylor Builders. That's not my call. Ace Body and Towing. Hand off up the middle. Trip, but still enough to get a first down for the Beavers. So it could have been a disaster, but coming through there is Hendrick, and he's going to grab that first down.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones now where, even the luck's kind of falling on your side if you're the Beavers.
Yeah.
And again, you're in no hurry to snap this ball. any snap should come with less than 5 seconds on the play clock. In my opinion, you should be snapping with 1 second left.
Yeah, and
time.
again, we don't want to jump the gun, but with 7 points, I mean, look at what we talk about it all the time, Jordan, the Beaver defense, 7 points in the first game, 10 in the second, and 7 in this one. And maybe the biggest play of the game, that defensive, the interception and return. So here we go. First down, 4:50 to go in this one. Ball at the 33-yard line. Make it the 34-yard line. It's going to be the straight handoff again. A lot of room for Turi Hendrick, and he hits 4 guys. Finally, a fine tackle at the 30, but Turi, he makes them pay. We got to think maybe, I don't know what the name is for him, but he makes people pay that try to tackle him.
I like it. Maybe, Hammer Hendrick. I don't know.
I'll come up with the names. You just give the analysis, okay?
I mean, hey, I'm Jordan the Peasant.
I'm
not the nickname guy.
You're not Jordan the Peasant. You're just the Peasant, and I think it fits you perfectly. Second down and we'll call it 6 at the 30-yard line. It's just when you see a guy run into the line of scrimmage and you see him hit by 2 or 3 guys and he's still going forward. Energizer Bunny's a little bit overdone. We're not going to go that way for Turi.
Maybe the
4
Duracell.
minutes to go in this one. Again, I'll come up with the name. Turn around, hand it off again. Met at the line of scrimmage and perhaps got a yard, but more importantly, again, we don't mention this, but more importantly, holds on to the ball.
Yeah, holding on to the ball is key right now, especially when you saw that fumble bite the Beavers a little bit earlier, and looks like Moore's coming back in, chance to redeem himself now. Need a bigger chunk of the yard, so why not go to Mr. 5-yard guy?
Josh, 5 yards at a time more, we're calling him. But he's also a member of the Fab Four, so he's actually, doing a lot here as we get in a 3:25 left to go in this one. Beavers lead at 21-7. Mark the Phantom Low, Jordan Georgeson, Kenny Parker on the sideline, Stones McCoy behind the glass. And here come the Beavers, and they're coming out in the tight formation, Jordan, and that means one of the Fab Four is probably going to go up the middle, and that is going to be Casey Riley, the minibus. He breaks it outside the 20, and he's going to get to the 15, and he hits a guy at the 10. It's a first down for the minibus.
And the brakes were loose on the minibus. He was run away down the hill. I don't think Riley expected to see that much open field in front of him.
I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I think he could have just run it in. He was looking for a guy to run over when he got down to the 10-yard line. A big play right there as Riley, everything was set to go up the middle, and Casey bounced it to the outside and gave him a first down just outside the 10-yard line with 2:45 to go in this one. And Jordan, I think now, as Freeman comes back into the game, I think now they can do exactly what you've been saying for the last 5 minutes and basically run this thing out. But we're going to get a timeout on the field. So with 2:39 to go in this one, the Beavers are in control. They have the ball. The Beavers 21, Fresno City 7. You're watching ARC Football, presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
Had an injured player for the Rams, but everything seems to be okay as they are moving off the field on that side. 2:39 to go in this one. And Jordan, it's hard to say. I mean, we talk about the defense. Kenny Leith threw a couple of good passes. He had a couple of times. I think they're going to go back to practice this week as they prepare for next week's game. They're going to work on those connections.
Yeah, they're definitely going to work on the connections of the passing game. It feels like the timing's just been a little bit off, and I don't necessarily know. It's always hard to judge. It's the quarterback's fault, the receiver's fault, because you don't know if maybe the cut's coming a little too early and the receiver's not where Leith thinks he's going to be, or maybe Leith is holding on to it a little bit too long. You got to think they're going to hone in on it, and they're going to have to hone in on it with the opponent they have next week.
Yeah, you don't want to place blame, but you just say the connection is off, and that puts the onus on both of them to try to work on that connection and make those plays. There were a couple of open throws that were not made, but that's going to happen in any football game, and the Beavers have made enough plays, especially Kaya Stevenson has been fantastic with a couple of touchdowns in this one. So Beavers coming up to the ball just outside the 10-yard line. First and 10, 2:39 to go. Just the single back behind Kenny Leith is in the shotgun. He's going to turn. He's going to hand it off up the middle and well defended by the Rams, but still bouncing ahead and picking up maybe 2 yards for Hendrick on that one, setting up a 2nd and goal.
And Hendrick again lowering the shoulder. It looks like we're going to get another Fresno timeout, which is expected at this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's early in the season, so they're going to go ahead and try to play this one out. And every situation you run into in the first couple of games, any game before you get to league play is basically practice for league play, so you want to get yourself in as many situations as you can. So just one timeout for Fresno left in this one, so they can stop the clock one more time. The Beavers have just got to be in a situation where, this is going to feel pretty good, Jordan, because you're in a fight, and we thought so coming in. I talked to Coach O on Thursday, and we talked about Fresno maybe being a step above, especially offensively, the first 2 teams that they played. And the Beavers, this is a 21-7 game, but this is a tough matchup, and this was a tough game for ARC.
Yeah, nothing was given to them in this game. It was all earned, and it certainly wasn't the type of game we saw last week when they took on Laney. But I think the bigger thing in this, too, is if you're the Beavers, you don't want to say it's a trap game because you're still playing a top 20 team in the state of California.
Absolutely.
But with the opponent you have next week, it is possible you could get caught looking ahead to San Mateo. So kudos to them for coming in here and what looks like taking care of business.
So just 2:33 to go in this one. We line it up, 2nd down and goal from the 8-yard line, and that is a handoff to Henrik, and that one's going to be closed down by the Rams as they get him in the backfield. And 4 or 5 of them are enough to take down our guy, Torrey Henrik, and it will be 3rd down, and the last timeout for Fresno City will be taken here with 2:26 to go in this one.
It looks like he was met by Christian Smith and Rocky Kuntz in the backfield there. One from Clovis, one from Clovis East. So 2 high school rivals coming together to bring down the running back in the backfield. It's a beautiful thing to bury the hatchet.
I've been following high school football for a long time. How many directions does Clovis have? They have like a lot. They have Clovis north, east, west, south. Maybe not south, but they got all the rest
southwest
of them.
And
yes, I think they do.
They're like airlines.
Do they just have their own leagues, just the Clovis League, and then just have West play East and North play South this week, and then Southwest play Northeast next week?
I think so. I like that. I mean, it's an interesting situation.
It is interesting.
Do you think they all have the same mascot? I mean,
that's a great point, but I do know that there's a lot of great athletes that come out of that area. So
yes, there are.
I guess they're doing something right over there. Be 3rd down for the Beavers. When play is resumed, Fresno with no more timeouts. 2:26 to go in this one. In the tight formation, a couple of backs behind Kenny Leith on this one. Looks like Moore is in there as well. Leith under center. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand that off to Casey Riley, who cuts back across the grain. He's in for the touchdown.
Casey Riley just carrying the football. The minibus parks at the station. Good job and good eye for that running room there. We saw a little bit of that agility from Casey Riley. Look at him getting up off the ground, celebrating.
Doing the ballerina thing we saw earlier because he cut that one against the grain, and give credit to the line as well, but give credit to the minibus who runs that one in for a touchdown to make it 27-7 with 2:20 to go. Here's Logan McCreary. He is going to go for the extra point. Comes right through, and that one is up, and it is good. So with 2:20 to go, it is now 28-7 for American River. And we've made a reference to it a couple of times, Jordan. Next week, the Beavers go on the road to take on the College of San Mateo, the defending state champion, the #1 ranked team in the state. So, yeah, you want to get hitting on all cylinders when you go to San Mateo.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a good job by ARC to come in and not get caught looking ahead, because this Fresno team is a team that is good enough to come in to this stadium and beat them. So, and I don't know if they got caught. I don't want to say they got caught looking ahead necessarily in that first half, but Fresno came ready to play, and they came out and kind of punched ARC in the mouth. But good job by the Beavers to respond and really face a tough test early in the season and finding different ways to win in each game.
And it gets tougher. I mean, we have next week we're at San Mateo. Then the week after that, they're at Modesto. Modesto has played very well early in the season. Then they come back home. Our next broadcast will be on the 14th against Shasta. That is a 1 o'clock start on October the 14th. We'll all be out here to bring you that one. But now it's going to be the Beavers kicking off. Andres Prieto, who's had a variety of kickoff styles today, Jordan, I think we can say. But he will address the ball with 2:20 to go in the game. That's a beautiful kick. A lot of air underneath that one and a lot of depth. And it's going to get back of the end zone, and it will be a touchback. So well done by Andres Prieto. He's going to put the Rams at the 25-yard line. And, Jordan, I guess what we're going to see is a lot of Trujillo putting the ball up in the air here.
Yeah, I think so. I think if Fresno, you're still going to take those stabs out, try to have something positive to build off of going into your next game. You don't want to just kind of roll over and accept the defeat in this one.
I think it's a two-sided thing. I think that they're going to be disappointed in their offense that they moved the ball as well as they did and didn't put up more points, but also the fact that they kept their defense out on the field a lot, especially in the second half. And I think you mentioned earlier that they were getting a little bit tired. So here we go. See if we have still Trujillo out there. No, it's Ryan Markarian from Clovis West to drop a name. So Markarian, number 12. A quarterback. He's going to throw a quick out here, and it's going to be complete, but staying in bounds is the receiver, and he's tackled by a couple of Beavers for a 5-yard gain.
And that was Colby McAvoy that came in with Colville, Washington, freshman out of there. So not Clovis, Colville. So I think it just has to have a C, an L, and an O somewhere in the letters, and that's the rule for getting onto Fresno City's team.
Markarian, 6'2", out of Clovis West, as we said. He's facing a second down now. And 5 yards to go. He's going to throw it to the left, and it's complete. Catch is made for a first down, but not much more, as it'll be 1st and 10 to go from the 36-yard line as we get on to 1:44 to go in this one.
That was Teron Nix on the receiving end of that, and a whole group of Beavers that were bringing him down. And Phantom, I know you said you leave the nicknames up to you, but I just have one for this Beaver defensive line. The way they hold people back and push back. What if we call them the Beaver Dam?
Oh wow. I'll think about it. I'll run it up the post. Stone says he likes it, which means I'm inclined not to. Makarian back to pass. He throws it to the left side, and it's out of play, or off the hands of the defensive back for the Beavers, who played an excellent game again today, Jordan, and set up a second down. Beaver Dam, you're young and you'll do better, but I think we'll go with that one right now.
It looks like a whole new group of wood is being made up of this Beaver Dam right now. Too much?
Don't ever try to explain things, okay? Never explain a joke and never explain a nickname. Just hope the people go, yeah, that sounds good, and let them fill it out. Second down from the 37-yard line. Makarian in relief of Trujillo. He's thrown a couple of out routes so far. He's going to look to the right side, and he's got a guy coming out of seam. That's a nice pass, and it's intercepted by the Beavers closing on it. What a play by ARC.
And who else but Josh Tremaine? Why wouldn't he be the one to put the stamp on a great second-half performance and a good victory for American River?
I'm looking at that, Jordan, and he looks like he threw it to the outside of the receiver. That's a pretty good throw by the backup guy, and all of a sudden Tremaine comes out of nowhere, which is what he does, and he picks that one off. Great, like you say, great defense by the Beavers in this one, and they will take over with just 1:15 to go.
And I wonder if it helps Tremaine when he's reading a quarterback, knowing the talent of the athletes in his family. Tyler Tremaine, a great quarterback at Folsom. Probably can think like a quarterback a little bit if your brother is a quarterback.
Yeah, and you also, I thought you might be going as you got the backup quarterback coming in. He probably hasn't got a lot of snaps. He's going to look where he's going to throw, and I think Tremaine, the veteran linebacker, will see that. Quincy Gallant from Antelope, the backup quarterback for the Beavers, is on the field. He's got a running back behind him, probably Anthony Johnson, and he gets the handoff, cuts back against the grain, and he's going to get about a yard, bring up a 2nd and 9 as we're going to get down under a minute here.
That was Anthony Johnson. Johnson, another name that we called last week that made a few big plays. So, we have the Fab Four with a 5th guy that's kind of on the outside, ready to jump in if he needs to be.
Don't give me Pete Best. We're not going with Pete Best. You can't give that nickname to a kid. Got an injury, I think, for Fresno City, so we're going to have a momentary time. So, Jordan, if you're Coach O, put yourself in his shoes, if you will. You're going into the locker room. You got a week of preparation. You got College of San Mateo coming up. And you want to go ahead and obviously get your team ready. So what are some of the things you're going to come out Monday morning or Monday afternoon and talk to your team about?
I think when you have a positive second half the way this team did, I think you need to look at what happened in that first half and those mistakes to, correct them. But I think the focal point when you're watching film and you're building off this is building off what you did in the second half. I've never found the coaching style of when you have one good half, one bad half, and you still win the game. I've never found the style of dwelling on the bad rather than the good after a win to be very effective. So I think you need to keep it overwhelmingly positive, build off of this and use that as your momentum going into San Mateo.
Accentuate the good, use that goodwill to work on the bad, and you're going to come out, in the end, you're going to come out better. Excellent idea, Mr. Georgeson. And now we've got a little bit of a timeout here as we are trying to bring home the final 38 seconds in this one.
I'm not even sure if they're going to have to snap the ball here.
They're going to run the clock out, and it doesn't look like they're going to have to. Jordan, it looks like you've nailed it again, not like with your nicknames, but just, when you're predicting what's going to happen. So, as you mentioned, Jordan, the big second half, the key, and a big interception, the key for the Beavers. Defensively, they were excellent again as this time runs down. We'll come back after this with a little bit of a post-game show for you, brought to you by Taylor Builders. But as time runs out, a final score in this one from Beaver Stadium, American River College 28, Fresno City College 7. You're watching ARC Football, presented by the Stones Radio Networks.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
Welcome back to the post-game show from Beaver Stadium. Mark the Phantom Low, Jordan Georgeson here with Kenny Parker down on the sidelines. And Jordan, it's hard to pick a most outstanding player of the game. There were so many guys who did so many things. But, I think if we're going to say let's pay a player to watch, is a guy we've talked about. It's Micaiah Stevenson. Two touchdown catches today. He had 4 catches on the season for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns coming in. He's an incredibly difficult one-on-one matchup, and he and Kenny Leith seem to have a pretty good relationship.
I agree. I think Stevenson's one of those players where, he's such a threat that you have to focus on him, and he's efficient. He doesn't get his number called a lot, but when he does, it feels like it's always for a big play. It's always for 6, always for a big gain. And it feels like he really was a difference maker in this one. He had 2 touchdowns that really sparked the team and helped put them on top. And I'm right there with you. I think he gets the nod for player of the game.
And then when you're talking about the Fab Four, you had Joshua 5 yards at a time more, and you had the minibus Casey Riley with touchdowns. But again, all 4 of them contributed. Hendrick had a great game. Jacobs came in and made a great catch early in the game to set something up for the Beavers. So, again, we see there are 4 guys that play at one, and they're a unique weapon that the Beavers have.
Yeah, it really is, and it's so nice to have a running back group that you can almost use like a pitching staff in a way. Mm-hmm. Today, Torrey Hendrick was the closer, if you will. He kind of put that game away. Jacobs opened this one up. It just feels like you have so many different guys that you can use in different roles, and it's interesting to see how they do it, too, because you have speed, you have power. When do you want to use the speed? When do you want to use the power? And when do you want to use kind of the balance guys like a Moore or someone like that? It's a good problem to have if you're the Beavers, getting those guys their touches.
And let's turn our attention over to the defense. It's easy. We have Josh Tremaine. We say his name a lot. We have a couple of other guys who we talk at Washington. We mention a lot, Grover as well. But I think the strength of the defense for the Beavers through 3 games is that all 3 levels have been excellent. The defensive line, the linebackers with Tremaine, and the defensive backfield, I think, has been absolutely fantastic for the most part. So you don't see defenses with all parts of them playing well this early in the season that often.
Yeah, and today was an interesting one, too, because you saw the Beavers get good pressure in Fresno's face. I don't believe they got any sacks in the game, but they were able to help create turnovers because they were able to make Trujillo uncomfortable back there in the pocket. They were also able to draw some penalties trying to make Trujillo move a little bit.
Right.
So that defensive line really opens things up for the linebacking core and for the secondary to make their big plays.
And that's it for us from Beaver Stadium. Again, our final score, American River College 28, Fresno City 7. A reminder, Beavers on the road the next 2 weeks. They take on the College of San Mateo next week and then Modesto. Then they have a bye. And we are back here on October the 14th, 1 p.m. on a Saturday against Shasta College. For Jordan Georgeson, Kenny Parker, Stones McCoy, and me, Mark the Phantom Low, we say goodbye. Thank you for watching Football, presented by the Stones Radio Networks.